Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome along to Fournilwrittenalloverit. The hair is so much longer as we... Oh, it's just ridiculous. And I cannot believe it's going to be the 12th of March before I can get a haircut. I'm literally going to look... I don't know what I'm going to look like. I'll look like Christian Burgess by the time we can get a haircut. Good evening to Joe Play, who's straight in with the stream. Everyone is absolutely buzzing. We are cracking on tonight, and so am I. I'm really excited for this one. Hopefully... I mean, it'd be just like Pompey, wouldn't it, to go and claim all 3 points tonight after two really, really poor results. Let me know what you're thinking before tonight's game. Let us know what your score prediction is. Drop it in the comments right now. What we're going to do before we get cracking this evening, I am not going skinhead, Mickey. That is not a good idea at all. I'm going to hold out. I want to hold out. A good evening to Shrewsbury Fan TV. Welcome along to the stream, mate. Hope you're well. We play you, actually. Just after the Ipswich game. So I think it's like it's sort of towards the end of March. Hello to Harvey Williams. Welcome along to the stream. Owen's going for a 2-1 Pompey. We can do this. You absolutely can. Jake, 8-0 Oxford. No one here to say no, but I'm not actually too sure tonight. Hello, mate. I'm very well. Welcome along to the stream. Thank you for joining us yet again. And thank you to everyone else who joins us too. Right, let's take you back then. To one of the last times we played Oxford United at Fratton Park. It ended, actually, it was a 4-1 win to Pompey. So hopefully that's something we can replicate this evening. But you seem to like me bringing back the older videos. We can all reminisce together. And, you know, it gives us a little bit of, it generates a bit of excitement ahead of tonight's game, doesn't it? We're going to speak to an Oxford United fan in a moment as well. We've got all the usual suspects joining us in the build-up to tonight's game, kicking off at 7 o'clock. Before we go to the Oxford video, I'm going to say hello to Brian, who joins us all the way from Rio. You can get haircuts in in Brazil. That is ridiculous. Looking for a performance like against Charlton. We'd like to see that come back, wouldn't we? We'd like to see something along the lines of Charlton Athletic away would be decent, because that was our only... The last good result against a half-decent team, wasn't it? So there we go. Right, okay, let's crack on then. Let's get this show on the road. Starting off with, as I say, the last time we were on Fournilwrittenalloverit at Fratton Park against Oxford United. Excuse me, as I say, that one finished 4-1, and here was our take on it. Take a look at this.
Coming up in this week's edition of Fournilwrittenalloverit. A surprise for Ollie.
Has he?
Yeah.
Has he? Really?
A realisation.
In 1 week, we've scored 3 goals in our own net.
And is it going on the channel?
Is it going on the channel?
Good morning, Andrew.
Yeah, good morning, Tom, and good morning, Oliver.
Morning, guys. Thanks for having me back.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure. Fratton Park today, Tom, at home.
Back to Fratton Park, Oxford United. Should be a good game, potentially 4-0. What do you think?
I think 4-0, mate. Definitely.
I think you could be right there,
I think
mate.
this is the game, Tom. Well, we've been saying it for a while.
We've been saying it for nearly 4 years now, but
this is the game.
this is it.
I can feel it right there.
I can feel it right in there. Let's get some music on, get down to the Toby, and get 3 points and go home.
Okay, mate. Let's do that.
In my face. So after a pleasing start to the season with back-to-back victories, Pompey embark on a second mission at Fratton Park, hoping to claim all 3 points from a struggling Oxford side who are yet to score a goal in their campaign so far. Over to Ollie for this week's Team of the Week.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for having me on again.
Good to have you back.
This week's Team of the Week is Blythe Spartans, as you know, they had one of their biggest victories ever this week against Chester, winning 8-1. Fantastic result for Blythe Spartans.
Result.
Huge. Well done, the boys. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks for that, Ollie. It's now time for a new...
Start again, shall we?
Thanks for that, Ollie. It's now time for a new feature on the show called the Head-to-Head Challenge. This week's competitors are Ollie and Andrew. They each in turn have to give me an answer to a topic of my choosing. It's all themed around Pompey, and all will become clear in a moment or two as we play
the Head-to-Head Challenge. Could have got a tighter top, I reckon. Can you breathe in there?
Yeah.
Can't, but I
Name football teams that Pompey have played in the last 4 years. Go, Ollie.
Blackpool.
Fleetwood.
Morecambe.
Accrington.
Plymouth.
A bit of hesitation.
Plymouth Argyle, you say?
Yes.
Exeter.
Wimbledon.
Oh,
Bristol
just in
Rovers.
there.
Bristol City.
We haven't played them.
Probably in the last 4 years.
We haven't, have we?
Name Pompey managers from 1984 onwards. Go.
Tony Pulis.
God's sake. Avram Grant.
Oh,
Michael Appleton.
Guy Whittingham.
Paul Cook.
Kenny Jackett.
I think we're going to call
Harry
that for
Redknapp.
Andrew.
How did you forget Harry Redknapp?
Ollie's got that one. Name Pompey players that have played more than 100 games. Go.
Christian Burgess.
Has he?
Yeah.
Has he? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Linvoid Primus?
Alan Knight.
David James.
Oh,
Did
good
he?
one, good one.
Did he?
Connor Chaplin.
Has he? Sylvan Distan?
No, he didn't.
He was with us for a number of years. I don't know whether he did or didn't.
Games, did he? Okay, so draw.
Draw?
Well done.
Yeah. We'll see you down at Fram Park. Let's go. Don't get me wrong, I'd love a 4-0 today.
Yeah.
But I reckon I'd be happy with 2-0.
Would you?
Yeah.
What, half time or full time?
Well, half time, because we got 4-0, isn't it? Here we are live outside Fram Park.
So, Reece, I'll ask you, what do you think the score might be today, mate?
4-0.
I like this hat, this is nice. Is this your dad's hat or is it your hat?
To my heart.
It's your hat.
3-1 Pompey, and we will concede.
Why are we going to concede?
Don't trust Walks at the back.
You're huge.
Yeah.
You're
Is
about
this one
twice
going
the
on the
size of
channel?
me.
Is this one going on the channel?
Is it going on the channel?
Is it going on the channel? Confident. Oxford out of form.
Yeah, I think
Portsmouth in form.
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0, definitely.
for me.
I like the confidence.
Yeah.
Very nice.
4-0 written all over it, mate.
And promotion for this season?
Guaranteed.
Playoffs.
Guaranteed.
what you
Playoffs
wanna
are the
hear.
target.
Who are you on the phone to?
My wife.
Well,
Yes.
come on, let's talk to us,
Yeah, but
mate.
she doesn't matter. I've
No.
only just brought another new shirt, but who cares?
that's
Bye,
fine.
darling. Good evening, gents. Good
Hello.
afternoon. I think it's going to be 4-0 written all over
I like
it.
your fez.
Thank you very much, young man.
It's really nice. 4-0 written all over it, and who's
Yep.
going to score for us today?
I reckon. Who's playing?
You can't get away with not being a Pompey fan anywhere,
No.
can you?
No. Too
That's,
right.
yeah, it's a giveaway.
Yeah, I can get 4-0 written all over. can't I?
Get it somewhere, can't you?
Simon Bishop, London Road, Colours. A very good tattoo shop.
Hello, Simon.
Hello, Simon.
Please welcome to the pitch, Oxford United and Pompey!
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Fratton Park. Half time is 0-0, but it should. I know we say this all the time, but it should potentially be 4-0 written all over it.
Mate, we've got 4 good chances. It should be 4-0 up half time. That's not me saying that. That is actually what happened. I think if Pittman was on the pitch or Connor Chaplin, we'd have scored them.
Quite a massive shout out to Everton.
So half time, Everton are winning 2-0. I've got them to win 4-0 today. It's got a big man playing. Ollie's played well, to be fair, but those chances, we're going to have something more clinical to finish it.
A bit of an incident with a manager just bordering on that
Oh yeah,
half-time
just let him
whistle.
understand, mate. It's too much talking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do your talking on the pitch, mate.
Back to his carpool karaoke.
Exactly. Did you see James Corden on the touchline?
Yeah.
Did you see him snapshot him right now?
You can all see him now.
You can
but
see James Corden on the
he
touchline.
was having a bit of a go at the referee, but it's time for half-time with Dan and John, and our best one yet. There has only been one so far, but it's going to be our best one yet.
And we were down half-time, Dan. But what sort of a loser would go on holiday in the first game of the season?
You'd have to be a real loser to miss the first game of the season.
You would, wouldn't you? Gig, where were you last week, mate?
Been on holiday.
Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you very much for joining us. It's now time for our half-time with Dan and John, and this week we're doing a game called Who Said This? Rules are very simple. We're going to have a look back at the last season here on Fournilwrittenalloverit written all over it and see if these two can work out who said the phrase. I'm going to read it out to you, then our viewers at home are going to see the answer live on their screens. Are you ready, boys?
Go for it. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
The first phrase is, "That's brighten up my day," and the half was brightened up by Tom's injury. Who said that?
There you go, guys, we've got a tiebreaker.
That's brightened up my day, yeah. And the half was brightened up by Tom's injury.
Cameraman's taking a phone call here, look. A bit all over the place, yeah. Half time with the cameraman.
Right, second one. It's probably the best day I've had up here for a long, long time. Who said that?
Me.
Let's see if you're correct.
And it's probably the best day I've had up here for a long, long time.
Who said this? Click the bell. It's amazing.
There's a brilliant match going on at Bathinsville Rovers. It's Bathinsville.
Let's have a look.
Click the little bell, it's amazing.
Yeah, was you? This one's probably the easiest one. Just random work people. Hi.
That was me.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Should we have a look back at that moment?
Just random work people. Hi.
Feeling a bit under the weather. Generally, that's because I've just watched this game. Who said that?
Birthday's time.
Whoa, controversy. Let's have a look.
I'm feeling a bit under the weather. Generally, that's because I've watched this game.
That was you on the Halloween special against Bradford. If I go for a wee in the second half, we'll be 2-0 up.
That's definitely me.
Let's have a reminder of that moment.
If I go for a wee in the second half, we'll be 2-0 up.
There's your half-time with Dan and John. Hope you enjoyed that. Plenty more to come this season and loads more stuff.
Click that bell. Click the bell.
So it finished Pompey 4, Oxford United 1, unfortunately. Stuck in that one at the end.
Unfortunately. Do you mean we scored 5, mate?
Yes, well, technically we scored 5, but it wasn't 4-0 though, was it?
We scored in the wrong end, mate. I don't know what's up with us, to be honest. In 1 week, we've scored 3 goals in our own net.
But anyway, what do you make of that, mate?
I thought that we played well as a team. That's one thing I will say. I think there's some individuals within the team that don't shine for me.
Are you going to name and shame?
I'm going to name and shame. Ollie Hawkins.
He didn't have his best game,
did he? For me, he missed too much. Yeah, 3 good opportunities to score. Luckily, Evans bagged one straight after one he missed. So, you know,
missed a pen and then scored, didn't he? So that's obviously good for him, isn't it?
Yeah, so Evans got a goal back once. Hawkins missed one and Evans scored it in that passage of play. So at least we still got the goal there, but Hawkins really should be thinking to himself that he wants that goal, being a striker. And I think that with his hold-up play, he sometimes sits off the ball as opposed to going to the ball, and we lose the ball in that intersection where they come and intercept the ball. All in all, mate, I think we played really well as a team. We were awesome, you know, throughout the game.
Quick shout-out, man of the match, Thompson, absolutely stonker of the game.
Awesome. He's
great to see.
I was saying to the boys behind, Dan and John, that you know, he's not got all the
stars of half-time with Dan and John.
He's not got all the attributes of a centre midfielder. He's quite the opposite, really. You know, most centre midfielders, you know, strong, fit, tall, or fast, or flary. He doesn't really do any of that. He's a bit like me. He's very, a bit like you. Yeah. He's very sort of collected. He's very thoughtful with the way he plays football. He's got a great footballing head on him.
Man of the match, mate.
Yeah, but awesome. No, but you know, he's not strong. He's not quick. He's not powerful. He doesn't do anything outstanding in terms of physique-wise. But he's just got such a clever footballing head on him. He knows where the ball is. He's very aware of what's around him. And you know, him and Jamal Lowe linked up a good number of times very well together and made a lot of opportunities. And Jamal Lowe's goal at the end, unbelievable. What a little turn and then left foot. Unreal, mate.
Gorgeous.
So, yeah, I think all in all, really happy with that.
So that's it from us. Thanks for joining us here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. We will of course be back for an absolute belter of a game away in Doncaster Rovers. That's going to be huge, mate. Myself and Andrew will join you for that one. For now, I want to thank you, Ollie, very much for joining me, as well as Andrew himself. We look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Keep the faith.
Play at Pompey.
Play at Pompey.
Go south.
Oh, I missed that terribly. That was, seeing us all back at Fratton Park, no social distancing or anything. That is an absolute shocker, wasn't it? Anyway, let's move on to tonight's game then. We have got Charlie, who is an Oxford fan. He's waiting in the wings. He's all ready to go. I'm going to introduce him with a couple of stats and statistics before we speak to him in just a moment. Here we go. So as you can see there, Oxford United's home and away form is relatively similar. Just a couple more points earned from home games this season. They've scored 10 set pieces, 30 from open play, a total of 43 in the back of the net, and probably the most important statistic on that screen is that they are 8th in the league right now and looking to encroach on the playoffs. And another interesting one is their shots on target per match are the second best in the entirety of League One. Only Peterborough United, are better than Oxford at shooting on the target. Charlie, welcome along to the stream, mate. Hope you're doing really well. What do you make of particularly what I just said about the shots on target per match? How has that happened? Why are you still 8th in the league if you're one of the league in terms of shots?
If we were half as clinical, we would be like, I don't know, maybe 4th or 3rd. Like, being clinical is a big problem for us, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What do you expect from tonight's game, mate? You know, you've had a really decent couple of weeks. I don't think, you know, you've only lost one of your last 14 league games in League One this season. Is that anything for Pompey to go on tonight?
Well, especially our home form. We're unbeaten and home in the league in about 8 or 9 games, I think it is. So I think that could be something for Pompey to look out for. Yeah.
In 2021 as well this season at the
KSL.
So what do you reckon then? Would you expect an Oxford United win tonight?
Well, I mean, hopefully. I mean, it would be a very big win if we could win. The last 4 results have been 1-1, but I mean, I reckon we could win tonight. Okay. Maybe a 2-1 or 3-1, maybe.
Can you tell us a little bit about the evacuation of the Kassam the other week?
At Wigan. Yeah. So first of all, it was got postponed to 4 o'clock on the Sunday instead of the 3 o'clock, and then we played the first half out, and then at half time, just randomly the floodlights went out, and it was because of a fire or something like that. And basically, there was a thing on the tannoy saying that we all need to evacuate the stadium because of the fire. So there's about three or four fire brigades coming in to take the fire out, and then we got going again 45 minutes later than we should have. So the game finished at about 7:30. So
Crikey.
it was a bit crazy, but yeah, we got there in the end.
There we go. Apparently my mic is quiet again, so I'm going to have to try and sort that out. Can you hear me all right, Charlie, or am I quite quiet?
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Fine.
Let me know if that's fixed things at all, or I might have been muted or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to crack on. Charlie, tell me, Matty Taylor's not in the starting 11 this evening. Is that because of injury, or has he just not made the top, the front?
Well, he's on the bench, and I think he played really badly against Tranmere. That might have a reason. Didn't play too well against Ipswich. He might just be doing something different. I'm not sure, but I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one because he doesn't normally get dropped. But you know, it could work out, and we could. I don't know. It could work out. I'm not sure.
Okay, and can I just ask you finally, where would you expect Pompey to come this season, given the situation we're in right now? We've lost 2 of our last 2 games in League One, mate. Where do you see a team like Pompey finishing in League One this season?
I still think you'll get the playoffs. I still think you'll get about 5th or 6th. I still think you'll do it. Whether you'll go up from the playoffs or not, I'm not sure. I reckon you'll get to the final, but I don't think you'll win the final, unfortunately. But I still think you could go into the playoff if you keep it up. It's obviously not losing every game, but if you keep winning, I reckon you get into the playoffs.
I'm gonna echo William's sentiment, and we need some likes on the stream, boys and girls. We're going to be here till sort of 9 o'clock this evening, covering all things Oxford United versus Pompey. Charlie, I was going to ask you, mate. Last time we played each other, you just mentioned the playoffs there, but it was actually in the playoffs, wasn't it? When you got to Wembley and obviously lost out to Wycombe Wanderers. What do you remember of that game? And is there anything that we can go on tonight that might give us a bit of an idea as to how tonight might go tonight? Tonight might go tonight. How it might go tonight.
Well, I mean, again, it was quite even, like all Pompey v Oxford games have been recently. So it was quite even. There wasn't much goals in it. So again, like tonight, I think it'll be very tight and not many goals in it. Yeah.
Okay. So, and finally, a score prediction from yourself, Charlie. What are you thinking?
I'm going for a 2-1 Oxford.
Oh.
What about
Who's
you?
going to score?
I'm going for maybe a Brandon Barker on the wing. And maybe Winnell to get one as he's starting today. Maybe he can prove a point, show that he deserves to start more.
But before I let you go, can you tell us a little bit about, and I need your help with pronouncing this guy, but Olamide Shodipo, is that right?
Olamide Shodipo, I think is, yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
And he scored 8 so far in League One this season. What have you made of him?
Well, he scored on his professional debut, for his first professional debut. Yeah, he scored against MK Dons, I think it was, and he has been pretty good for us recently. And yeah, he's been really good, really good.
Excellent. Charlie, thank you so much for that, mate. If you're around later on and you want to come and dissect the game with us from an Oxford point of view, you're more than welcome. You've got the link, so jump back on by all means. Lovely to speak to you again, mate, and I look forward to seeing you really soon.
Yeah, all right. Thanks. Have a good one.
Cheers, mate. Enjoy the game. That was Charlie, who is an Oxford United fan, and I realise I am ever so slightly behind schedule this evening. We will get to Brendan in a moment, but before we do so, I think it's about time. It's 6:25. I haven't even mentioned the team news, so here we go. I'm going to have to move over here so I can read it to you, but it's Craig McGilvery in goal. It's 3 changes actually for Pompey. So Callum Johnson, Sean Raggett, Rasmus Nikolaisen and Lee Brown. Then in comes Harvey White from the off. I'm sort of leaning to the side on. I'll sit like this. Tom Naylor, Andy Cannon, Marcus Harness, Ellis Harrison and Ronan Curtis. So ladies and gents, let me know what you're thinking about that team lineup this evening. It's interesting, isn't it? So Charlie Daniels is out of the starting 11, as is Ryan Williams. It's the first time John Marquis has not featured in a Pompey starting 11 since the 17th of October last year. So it's been quite a while since we haven't seen John in the starting lineup. Perhaps it's something that had to change. We're going to speak to Brendan about the starting lineup in a minute, and perhaps, maybe I'm sure I'll be pleased to see Ellis Harrison taking the place it's still covering my face. Hold on a second. He'll be pleased to see Ellis Harrison taking the place of John Marquis this evening. Right, let's go ahead and talk to Brendan. Then before we do so, we're going to have a look at the league table before the game and see perhaps where Pompey could push to this evening. Let's have a look. So as we can see there, Lincoln City still leading the way, 56 points from 28 games, just behind them by a point of Peterborough United, followed by Hull City, who've played 2 games more than their opponents in first and second position. They are 2 points behind Peterborough United. Then it's Doncaster, who separate Pompey from the top of the playoffs, who are currently on 48 points. I believe their game this evening, Doncaster, has been postponed, so that could grant Pompey the opportunity in order to get a little bit higher up the table tonight. Well, gents, they're both here. Wonderful.
Right.
What do we reckon then? A little bit higher up the league this evening? What are we thinking?
Hopefully so. Definitely, I want to see us jump ahead of Doncaster. Because if I saw it correctly, we can only go up one spot, can't we? From what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So jump ahead of Doncaster. We'll hop a bit more up the table and try and get a bit more secure in our spot. Because Oxford are currently 4 points behind us, aren't they? So they're not too far off the chasing pack, and hopefully they don't catch us up any closer.
Yeah. Mike, how do you feel about the starting 11 and what you're thinking? Thoughts on the table right now?
I have a celebratory drink in my hand. Okay, it's my speciality. It's a rum and ginger. Okay, and this is to celebrate the fact that Harrison is starting the game and Marquis is on the bench. So I've got to be really, really happy. And I was looking at Marquis's stats on the old app the other day, and I don't know where he keeps getting played and starting every single time. If we listen to what we've seen on the team sheet, Harrison and Curtis, are they going to be playing through the middle and we're going to have Harness over on the right hand side? Interesting selection that's happened today. We would have thought Jack might have got a look in. He's still on the bench, but he's sticking with Raggett and Mikkelsen, and apparently Bolton's got an injury. That's why he's been dropped. Well, not dropped from the team, but that's why he's not been selected. So, and we got Mr. Harvey White starting in the midfield as well, which was good. So is Cannon pushing up a little bit where Williams may have played recently. So it's interesting to see how they're going to actually come out on the pitch and line up. But yes, my drink is for Harrison being in the team and Marquis being dropped. But if we get 4-0 up, I bet he'll come on.
He might well do. Brendan, there's a couple of comments coming up on the screen about Jordi Hawula and the fact that he's sort of nowhere to be seen once again. I'm not sure if he might have been on the bench. I didn't look at it too carefully. From what we saw of him, I know he only got a couple of minutes at the weekend, and it was a pretty dreadful afternoon. Was there anything that you took away from his brief performance on the pitch?
Well, yeah, I think I just said you only got 10 minutes, you just say, and anyone knows you can't really affect the game in well, you can, but you can't really affect the game in 10 minutes, especially when he hasn't played in such a long time. I think I want to see more of Hawula. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I want to see Harrison play because we know how he can play. Because we've seen him that he's a dominating force up top, and that's what we kind of lack. Don't get me wrong. We don't hate John Marquis. That's our point. We don't hate him. No. And we just want to see some change because, online and on Twitter, on Facebook, people always saying, "Oh, Marquis is our top scorer." Yes, granted. But when someone's not on form, everyone says it about Curtis. Curtis needs dropping. He's not on form. Marquis hasn't been on form. That's why we want to change up. I'd love to see Hawula play. Really, no, I want to bang on about Harrison, but I want to see Hawula play. I want to see them both playing together. I
want to see all our strikers scoring goals.
Yeah,
that's what we want. Yeah. And if it means dropping them for a few games, just to one, to give them a kick up the backside, maybe to think you're not invincible, and then when they come and play, they've got to score goals. But to have somebody who doesn't score goals and others that possibly can score goals, like Hawula, I'm not going on about Harrison, but if they can score goals, they stay in the team. And you shouldn't drop anybody who's scoring goals. Marcus is 12 goals. 2 of them are penalties. Yeah, and you look at other stats of his creative passes, or I know he's a striker and he's supposed to have the ball, but there's plenty of times where he hasn't done the right thing, I don't think, as a team player. I know he's got to be selfish. He's a striker. But I think other players need to be given the chance.
Yeah.
Brendan, just the last one for you. A football agent friend of mine just sent me a message saying that Ronan Curtis starting up top with Ellis Harrison, and he's expecting 4 goals from him this evening. Do you reckon tonight is the night that Ronan Curtis will bang a few in? And would it be completely like Pompey to go and beat Oxford United comfortably this evening after a really poor week in League One?
I'll tell you what, without a doubt, I would love to see Curtis go and bang some goals in, because me, I'm a big advocate for Curtis. That's probably my Irish heritage, not from him, but from my mum. And I want to see Curtis score well, and I want to, him and Harrison up front. I think they can do some damage, like the old, Crouchy and Courtney Pitt and Crouch and Defoe, the old days of the big and little, I'm not saying Ronan's a little man, but he's a bit smaller than Harrison. But the flick-ons that I think we're going to punish tonight, and as you said, it will be so Pompey that tonight everyone's annoyed. We've lost 2 games on the bounce. No one wants to buy the iFollow and support Pompey tonight, and we go and stick 4 goals past Oxford. I would love to see that. Would be so Pompey, and it would be beautiful.
Oxford beating Oxford, and we owe them.
Well, let's hope we're celebrating. Are you going to be around for half-time, full-time this evening, gents?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
We'll be here.
In that case, we'll hopefully be celebrating a 4-0 written all over it win. Brendan and Mike, thank you very much indeed for the moment, guys. We'll speak to you very shortly.
See you later.
That was Brendan and his dad, Mike, the ever positive and the ever present on the 4-0 written all over it channel. And they are getting hyped up for the game this evening. We're going to speak to Richard now. And before we do so, we're just going to have a little look at the previous games between Oxford United and Pompey to date. Here we go. So as you can see there, it's a game that we often draw, isn't it? 50% of the time we've well, that was quite quick, wasn't it? Sorry, 50% of the time. Need to extend the overlays a bit. 50% of the time we draw against this side. Loving the shirt, mate. Is that an old one or is that a training?
No, it's this year's training. Training top it is to gift off Owen. So nice having him at Christmas. You know what I mean?
Wonderful. I was just going to build on what Brendan and Mike had just said. They were saying that they'd expect us to beat this lot tonight, but Oxford have only lost one of their last 14 matches in League One. They've won 9 of them and drawn 4. What do you realistically expect to come out of tonight's game?
2-2 draw today, and we'll be having them in the playoffs again.
Oh.
Yeah, I say because they've had a bit of a change around looking at their team. A few people in different positions from being up front to midfield. I think there's 2 changes up front as well. So they're sort of mixing it compared to what we have. They've obviously stuck to the same formation as what they had last week, as where we've had a bit of a change. But I must admit, I thought Byers might have been in today instead of Cannon, and obviously, it's good to see White, getting a run out and. But no, I just wonder why Watmore's on the bench again. It just seems strange. Yet another week when, like I've always said, why not have Raggett on the bench and have Watmore and Nicolaisen? Because I can't remember the last time I've seen that partnership if it has actually had a full 90 minutes at all. So
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Before we carry on, I just need to say that I missed Amy's comment earlier on. So good evening to you. Welcome along to the stream. We're feeling all right tonight. We're feeling good. Richard's not so confident. He reckons we're going to have Oxford in the playoffs and draw this game 2-2. But there we go. I suppose each to their own. But this probably does back yourself up, Richard, because Pompey have won only 1 of their last 17 games at the Kassam Stadium.
Yeah.
That does not bode well for things to come tonight, does it?
No, and I say what we've seen for the last 2 games, there's got to be a 100% improvement. It's like what Brendan was saying, people, maybe not coming on the iFollow, this, that, and the other. Well, looking at the performances, you can see why people wouldn't, join it, and that bit disgruntled Tuesday night game, what I mean? So it'd be interesting to see how we get on actually tonight.
You've said 2-2, Richard. We could, I believe, if results go away, we could be back up to sort of 3rd or 4th position tonight. But that doesn't really mean anything, does it? Performances.
No. All that will do is just cement our place in the playoffs. So I think we've missed the boat, haven't we? Where other teams have only got draws or they've had losses, and we've not capitalised on it. So I think we've missed the boat on that one. But then again, stranger things have happened, and we've still got a couple of months worth of football to play. So.
Absolutely. Well, Richard, that was all very pessimistic, wasn't it? But hopefully we can cheer up a little bit by the end of this one.
I was right on Saturday, wasn't I? I got the result.
I hope you're not right this evening, though, because we could do with a bit of luck, couldn't we? Richard, we will speak to you at halftime if you're around, mate. I was about to say enjoy the game, but Don't get too nervous. See you in a bit.
Cheers, Tom.
Cheers, mate. Right, that was Richard, who has joined us just for the moment. And a man who I was not expecting to talk to tonight is Mr. Alex Hayward. Welcome along, mate. How are you?
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. Busy day, but let's hope Pompey can finish it off with a bit of joy. How are we?
Absolutely. Pompey have always scored at least one goal in their last 6 away from home. There's always been more than one on the road. So do you expect something similar to happen tonight, perhaps?
Well, you'd like to think we can score. It's just whether or not we can score and keep them out, which is the thing that I'm not as confident about. I don't know. Obviously, seeing the team, you say that you think Ronan's up top, and I was hearing the guys earlier say about the Crouch Defoe combo, and I think that's all well and good, but a lot of the time it's been Defoe's been the finisher because he's so quick, which Curtis is not. So, but I guess that's a League One version of a Premier League Crouch Defoe. So. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, it'd be nice that if we are playing 4-4-2, because we keep saying we do 4-2-3-1 and lose. So it'd be nice if we can pick up points today. I mean, Oxford have had a bit of a run, but they haven't had the greatest results either. So who knows?
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how it goes tonight. The past 4 fixtures that have happened this way round, and actually, have ended 1-1 between these two sides. So. What's your score prediction tonight? Please don't say another 1-1 because that would be incredibly boring, wouldn't it?
I'm going to go 2-1 Pompey. I'm going to be optimistic tonight.
That's bit of optimism.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe that's my heart saying that. I don't know about the head, but yeah, I mean, the bookies have got Oxford as second favourites, which is a surprise to me. But maybe they know something we don't for once.
Yeah, I was about to say, perhaps the reason behind that is these two teams actually do have identical form. It's 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses in the last 5. So, maybe it's a sign for things to come tonight. We might be in for a bit of a result tonight. Alex, just if you will, obviously the result at the weekend and last Tuesday was a bit abysmal. Do you think? I think we got a bit angry and we may have spoken out of turn when we said that automatic promotion hopes were over completely. Do you see it that way, or do you think we've still got a bit of a chance?
Thing is, mate, we've got to do our bit, and that's not what we're doing at the moment. And the other teams are picking up points around us, which previously, earlier on in the season, to be fair, teams like Sunderland, Peterborough faltered for a bit, and I mean Donny are the only ones really faltering around us at the moment. But they had so many games in hand. It's only really keeping them with pace rather than letting them streak ahead. So I don't know. I think top 2 will be ambitious from how it's going, but equally we know what Pompey are like. We could go on a run of games and surprise everyone and go up. But I'm thinking I don't know what's going to happen this year. All I know is it will be hopefully a new managerial system come next September or this September. So. Yeah, or August. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, mate. What do you think now that it's all kind of settled down? Have you reassessed?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is getting a bit worrying because I've always tried to be as impartial as possible. But when things start not going our way, I kind of break that trend a little bit. But having said that, I will probably go back on my words and say that there is still hope if, because this is a rubbish league, isn't it? Doncaster, we thought were going to absolutely storm ahead of us. They had all those games in hand and then they lost a load, didn't they? And obviously Oxford United, although they've had a decent couple of games, and I just said they're recent, well, they lost 2 in the last 5. So, anything can happen. I know everyone says that and it's still a long way to go, but it is still a long way to go. So we'll have to wait and see, mate. I think tonight probably hinges automatic promotion. It's still a big one for us because if we can beat a decent side like Oxford United, that could be the little hump in the road that we need to get over, and then on we go to automatic. But we'll have to wait and see. Alex, I know you're a busy man, mate, so I'll let you go. Have a wonderful evening, and I will speak to you very soon.
Yes, mate. Enjoy the game.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. That was Alex, who very kindly jumped on. It is now time for Mr. Poirier to join us. How are you, my son? You do not look very happy. Oh, you do now. Right. There we go.
There you go. I'm smiling now.
Good. He is smiling now.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Should we do a bit of... You're not going to want to look back on this, but should we have a look at some of our recent form? Let's do it. There we go. Too many reds for my liking there. It was a 1-0 loss to Lincoln that kind of, well, it was actually, wasn't too bad until Swindon, was it? And then 2 losses on the bounce to 2 pretty poor sides, to be honest. Bristol Rovers and Blackpool. Adam, we're not going to dwell on that too much, mate, but I think my question to you will be, we need to turn that around heading into tonight, don't we? Because it's sort of, as I said to Alex just now, it's the result that hinges our automatic promotion hopes. I wonder how you feel about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm expecting a draw, to be honest. I'll be honest, you know, like the other guys have said, but I think you've got to have the draws to then get the wins. Like, it's not just going to come straight away. We're not just going to get these wins out of thin air. Like, we've got to have a little bit, like, Oxford are a great team, don't get me wrong, but we're not going to get these wins out of nowhere. Like, I think with the team, he's trying to play it a bit more, but I think Harvey White might be playing on the left mid role instead of Curtis.
I would imagine Curtis and Ellis Harrison up top tonight.
That's quite smart.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, because I think Charlie Daniels and Harvey White are quite similar players in a way. Very technical and very flary, but also great at stringing passes together. And I think Lee Brown's more of a defensive minded. So I think it's been quite smart there. Maybe not putting Charlie Daniels on, but maybe it's a little test for Harvey White, which I like. But maybe it's not the right game for it. I don't know. Maybe it isn't the right game for him.
Exactly. It looks like a 4-3-3 job, Adam, according to the One Football app on my phone, which might be wrong, but it's saying that it would be Brown, Nicolaisen, Raggett, Johnson at the back, then Cannon, Naylor, White, then Curtis, Harrison, Harness up top. So you got Cannon out on your left mid, Naylor in the middle, and then White on the right hand side, and then a front three of Curtis on the left, Harrison in the middle, and Harness on the right hand side. I don't know. It's Pompey. No one knows how we line up anymore.
So I would have thought White would be playing on the left side instead of Cannon.
That's what I was going to say as well. But anyway, we will have to wait and see. I can also confirm, actually, that the Blackpool-Doncaster game has been postponed. And actually, Doncaster are one of those teams that we kind of want to nudge out the way a little bit. So that could just sort of be short-term. That could be quite beneficial for us. Also, Adam, I was... You'll see it later on if you're still in the stream, but I'm going to plug the games that are coming up post-Wembley, because I don't know if you've noticed it. You probably haven't, but we've been building up to Wembley and sort of the games have been chalking off. And I realised that I haven't really built up anything beyond the 13th of March. It's quite an easy run-in for us. You know, I'm looking at the sheet. I know we've got Wigan, we're playing Accrington twice, and then Bristol Rovers the other side of Wembley.
Say easy run.
I know,
don't say easy run.
But what I'm saying is it should be... It's better than playing teams like Oxford. I suppose we've still got to play... Yeah, I know. But we have the only 2 teams that are sort of so-called big teams would be Peterborough and Ipswich, who we play each once before the end of the season. And then other than that, it's pretty much bottom half teams. I know you say could, but I'm going to ask you, please be optimistic. Is the auto still on the cards despite what we were discussing after the end of last week? Oh, no, he's shaking his head, guys. He's shaking his head.
I just, at the moment, it's in disarray at the moment. I just don't think they've got their stuff together, if I'm honest. I think there's a lot of clashing, maybe personalities in the team. I don't think they've got their heads switched on. I think there's too many players that might think they're better than us. Personally, I'm not naming names, but I don't think they're in it at the moment. I think it's going to be playoffs for us. I really do now.
Oh, God.
I don't know why. I just have it in my head. This is going to be a draw. We're going to see some nice character from some players, but I don't know. I want to be proved wrong. I hope I am.
I hope you are too. And
I'm sorry.
Hopefully, we will be discussing later on how wrong you were. Adam, thank you very much for the moment, mate. If you are sticking around, then it would be great to speak to you later on. And hopefully, we will be celebrating with a Lipton iced tea. No, it wasn't Lipton iced tea, was it? It was just water in there.
Water. Lovely water.
It was a water.
Or maybe it's tears. I don't know yet. I can fill it up.
Could be come 9 o'clock tonight. Adam, we'll speak to you very soon.
See you later.
That was Mr. Adam Poirier, who always manages to make me laugh. Before we speak to Aaron, just a moment, we're going to, as I said I was going to plug the games that are coming up. Let's have a quick look at that before we get going tonight. So as you can see, it's 4 big fixtures. Gillingham are the next visitors to Fratton Park. We will play them next Saturday. Well, it's this coming Saturday, isn't it? Shouldn't have said next Saturday. This Saturday at Fratton Park. Then it's a back-to-back away trips of Pompey, Doncaster Rovers and Northampton Town. Join us from 6 o'clock and 2:15. Respectively on those two. And then as you can see there, it's the big one, the sleeping giants in League One. Portsmouth versus Sunderland is live here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. 6:30, our coverage starts. It's a 7:45 kickoff, so an hour and 15 minutes of build-up here on Fournilwrittenalloverit in 2 Tuesdays' time. So loads to look forward to on that one. It's also available on Sky Sports, but who wants to watch it on there? Join us on 4-0. Much better place to watch it. We are also making a trip to Wembley. Pompey versus Salford is live on the 13th of March from 2 o'clock, followed by 2 big games in League One. Peterborough United away from home Tuesday the 16th of March. Join us from 6 o'clock. And then it is Ipswich Town who make the trip down to Fratton Park to play us on Saturday the 20th of March. Join us from 2 p.m. for coverage of that one. Good evening, Mr. Aaron Newland. How are you? Looking
really
like
well.
Ty from AFTV.
Yeah, well, Brendan did say on Saturday he wanted to change my name to Ty, so I thought, yeah, get my headphones out, my hat up, and like, yeah. So this is my impression of Ty. So, but I'm going to take the hat off in a minute. It's blimmin' hot. I was going to swear. Then.
I would have. Yeah, I was going to say it might be quite warm.
Yeah, but I'm very positive about tonight. Very positive. I'm glad Marquis has been dropped. I've been saying it for weeks, and like for the last couple of months, I've been saying the players that don't perform need to be dropped. And I'm glad that he's been dropped. And if we're playing a 4-3-3, yeah, it's different, much different than the 4-2-3-1 and everything.
What works?
If I think it is going to work, I really do. If I'm going to predict 4-0, but if it's at 0-0 at half time, I will then change my mind. But I do think it's going to be 4-0. I think we've got a great squad on their team tonight. But we need to step up. This is the start of the rest of the season now. Yeah, it's heartbreaking in the last couple of games, but I've been speaking to Curtis's mum today as well, so on Twitter. So as long as we go win this and then just constantly win, we could still be champions at the end of the year, at the end of the season. And I still strongly believe we will be champions. But if we lose tonight, it will be playoffs. So, but we have to win tonight.
As I said earlier, you reckon it hinges on tonight just as much as I do?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Because the last 2 games, them 2 teams we shouldn't have lost. Oxford are a lot better team than the last 2 teams we played. But there's one thing about Oxford as well. Even though they've gone on their really good run, they haven't got the results they needed against the top 6 in the league. So that's the only thing that goes for us at the moment. But hopefully we can actually do a job over them because we do owe them payback for, well, the playoffs last season. But then that's because we had a winter player playing in the summer. So it was just like, yeah.
What do you expect from this Oxford United side tonight, Aaron? I mean, they've only lost one of their last 14 matches in League One. We've only won once in our last 17 at the Kassam. So, you know, it's going to be a bit of a struggle tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to be coming out on all cylinders. They're a very strong team, especially the last couple of months. They've had the wins, they've had the results, and now they're literally coming out thinking, right, we're only 4 points behind Pompey in the league. We beat them, we're only 1 point behind, and then they're fighting for the playoffs as well. So both teams are going to come out fighting. They've got to, and I'm glad Curtis is up top. Yeah, give it a different sort of attitude and everything, and then you never know, it could work. But they've got to put in a shift tonight. They have to put in a shift.
Kevin said, if we win the league, I'll buy you a new turtle. So there we go.
Well, if we do go up, I am actually going to get a tattoo.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, I haven't decided which one yet, but like I will get a tattoo if we do get promotion.
Absolutely. I'll probably do the same. Jake Parker said, is your dad hiding because of his poor jokes? He should be in hiding, Jake, because they're absolutely dreadful. But I can confirm he will be joining us very shortly for our live coverage of the game. Aaron, I mentioned a few of those games just before we started talking. Obviously, the other side of Wembley, we've got Peterborough and Ipswich back to back. You know, they're 2 good sides in this league, aren't they? And we've also got to play Doncaster Rovers, who are another team that are in and around us in the table right now. do you think we should go in to those games with a degree of sort of caution, or do you reckon we've just got to go for it now? If we want to get automatics, we need to be, as you said, firing on all cylinders every game and just get as many points as we can.
Well, you can't underestimate any team in the league because everyone's beating each other. But as long as we go on a run now and win every single game, the confidence in the players, for especially the Peterborough, if we win all of our games from now until then the winner out of us and Peterborough will win the league. That's what I think. It'd be either us two. Lincoln's going to drop down. Hull's going to falter as well. But it's going to be Doncaster. But if it goes our way, then it's going to be us or Peterborough to win the league this season. You sorting out your mic again? Yeah, so it's going to go down to us and Peterborough. Definitely. But we still have to win all our games. If we falter, we can't afford draws. We have to get 3 points at every single game now.
Okay. Aaron, that is great, mate. You clutched that perfectly for me. So thank you very much indeed for doing that. Hopefully the mic is better now. I'm going to do some running repairs. What I'm going to do, before we speak to the legend, who's very kindly joined us. Thank you, Aaron, by the way. We'll see you at half-time and full-time.
Yeah, speak to you soon.
See you in a sec, mate. That was Aaron, who's joined us. Ollie is here. Good evening, my son. Welcome to the stream. Whilst you give us your thoughts on tonight, I am going to disappear for a moment or two and just try and do some repairs on the microphone because I know you know what you're doing. So just let us know how you're feeling before tonight.
I'm not certain on tonight, to be honest with you. Oxford's a bit of a bogey team of ours. We're away. I know that away and home shouldn't make too much difference this season with no fans being there and all, but I do think that Oxford, a team notoriously we haven't done well against in the past. You look at playoffs last year as a prime example of that. I'm concerned. We're not in a great run of form at the minute, probably because Big Kenny isn't there, as we all know. He makes all the difference.
He was there last weekend, by the way. He came, but he stood at the back.
He was on Saturday. Was he on Saturday just gone?
Saturday against Blackpool. I believe he was. I don't know if he was there against. I don't know if he was. I can't remember if he was against there at Bristol Rovers, but I can definitely confirm that he was there against Blackpool. So
I mean, it is a poor excuse, isn't it? Saying that you can't attend a game because you.
Was it an excuse, or did we just play really badly?
No, I'm not saying it's an excuse for the result. I think it's an excuse for him. Like, it's a terrible reason to not be. Like, I'm not being funny. He's a manager. He doesn't exactly need his forearm or for anything particular, does he? It's not like he can't stand and dictate to people with his arm strapped up or something. I might be a bit insensitive there, maybe a little bit, but I think he could still manage to do his job under the circumstances of his injury. I wouldn't expect to have a week off work because I've been to the hospital with a forearm situation. Unless it stopped you working, like why is it preventing him from doing his job? But no, and that's by the by. We had poor
that was a little bit below the par, mate. That one. Didn't realise you were going to dig into King Kenny like that.
Not for that. That's a bit by the by, isn't it? At the end of the day, we've had two bad results, haven't we? We've had two very poor results. Probably feeling the anger from the poor results we've had out and venting it through Kenny's injury. But no, I do think that we need to step up the game, and tonight is potentially a chance for us to turn around a bad form. Otherwise, we'll be lucky to make playoffs really if we continue on the run we've been having. It's been terrible. We were saying, from the next 10 games, we should be looking at 24 points minimum type thing, and so we need to win every game from now on till. For the next 8 in a row, which is a bit of a push, isn't it?
Speaking of points, I'm going to bring the legend in now. But we were mentioning points to you as well, mate. Good evening, welcome along.
Evening, how are we?
We're very well, mate. I was just going to say to you, we've spoken about gaining points out of the last couple of games, and you said, "Oh, I don't know what you said. It was like 20 out of 24." Pompey, straighten yourself, son. What's going on? Before I carry on, good evening to Darren, who's joining us all the way from Vancouver. Hope you're well. He's going for a 3-1 Pompey. Sean, I was going to say to you, mate, you were mentioning about getting points from these next games. I don't know if you said 20 out of 24, whatever. In the last 7 games, Pompey have achieved 7 points. Yeah. Not good enough, is it?
Dismal, isn't it? Really? From what we were looking at. I mean, I was being generous, giving us 21 points from 30.
Is your microphone plugged in, mate?
It should be.
You go in noisy and then quiet. That might be better now. Try again, mate.
Hang on.
Ollie, what do you reckon? 7 points from 7 games is not good enough, is it?
No, it's terrible. It is frankly abysmal, isn't it? You know, a point a game isn't the sort of form you need if you're going to be competing to, you know, title challenge for a division or get automatic promotion. And we've said this before, you know, the form at the start of the season wasn't good enough. Then we came into a great run of form in the middle of the season and thought, actually, you know what, he's turned it around. He started playing a good formation. We seem to be, you know, winning quite a few games the way we were playing. You know, we've made a few new changes to the side, a few new signings. Maybe that's unsettled the team a little bit, which has caused us to lose the last couple of games. But at the end of the day, like, we shouldn't be losing to like Blackpool and people like that at this point in the season. You know, you've got to be winning those games, in my opinion, and it just isn't good enough. You know, for a team that should be, you know, challenging to get into the Championship as a minimum, to be, you know, losing 1-0 at home in those circumstances just isn't good enough.
Ledge, do you agree?
Yeah, totally, 100%. The man knows what he's talking about.
And he does. As do you.
And I've only got, from your next 5 games, I've only got us picking up 9 points on current.
Well, that'd be better than the previous couple.
Well, I know.
What's your prediction for tonight?
I got a point tonight, I'm afraid.
Oh,
I think we'd. To be honest with you, Oxford are a bad team for us, aren't they? So
that point follows on to my loss against Gillingham at home.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Gillingham, we haven't particularly performed against them in the past either, have we?
No,
Let's be honest about it.
We spoke about it the other day, but I got us winning against Doncaster though, so we can pick up. But yeah,
there we go. Meader, you've mentioned we're only going to get a point of tonight. The teams are almost ready to go. Pompey are in the huddle. You have the last word before we get cracking on with the commentary. Give us your score prediction for tonight.
If I put my Pompey head on, 2-0, but 1-0 defeat.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. Well, hopefully you're wrong. If you're around, we'll speak to you at half time and see what you're thinking by then. But thank you for the moment, Sean, and we'll speak to you very soon.
No worries.
Cheers, mate. Right, Ollie, are you shooting, mate, or are you sticking around?
I can stay around for a little bit if you want some more very strong opinions about our players and management.
Well, the match is just about to get cracking, so I'll do a little bit of commentary. The knee's being taken. That was a bit confusing, actually. That's a point of interest, Ollie. We half the players took the knee, half the players stood up and went no, like that, and we've kicked off. So there we go. I won't be asking Andrew about his thoughts on that one. We'll as he enters the room with his chair. But we are off and underway at the Kassam, and it is an early Pompey throw-in on that far side, and he's just plonked his chair down. He's all ready to go. Oh no, he's off again. He's turning the light off.
We're in a society now, Tom, where everyone has the right to be the person they want to be, which is the best way it can be, in honesty. And I think that, you know, in the same form of, if people want to take the knee, they should. If people don't want to take the knee, they shouldn't. And neither should be judged in either way for the reasons behind why they want to or don't want to take the knee. You know, it has been going on for a little while now, hasn't it? And I can understand, you know, like the clap for the NHS. We stopped doing that back in the summertime. Every Thursday night, everyone was out clapping, and it got a bit of momentum behind it. And then all of a sudden, we stopped it because there was social gatherings or whatever was going on afterwards. But you sit there and you think, you know, everyone's within their own right to do what they want to do these days. So if someone doesn't want to take the knee, you can't force an opinion on that and tell them they've got to. You know, it's not right or wrong for any reason, is it?
It's an early opportunity for Pompey here. It's a free kick on the left-hand side. Andrew's joined us. Good evening, mate. Welcome along to the stream.
Hello,
how are you, first of all?
I've just bit my tongue, Tommy.
Oh, nice. That's not very good, is it?
Very painful. I've got some ice on it.
Oh, nice. That's not good. Ronan Curtis whips the ball in early doors. Harvey White's got a touch on it, but it's away. If you just joined and gents, I'm just going to flash the team news back up on the screen just in case you missed it. Andrew will have done as well. He's gone now anyway, so it's just me and Ollie. But it's Craig McGilvery in goal, a back four of Callum Johnson, Sean Raggett, Rasmus Nicolaisen and Lee Brown, Harvey White, Tom Naylor, Andy Cannon and Marcus Harness, we assume, make up the midfield four. I'm going to give you a little bit, to be honest, it does look like actually Ronan Curtis and Ellis Harrison up top. And then, yeah, I'm imagining it is that midfield four of Harvey White, Tom Naylor, Andy Cannon and Marcus Harness. So your immediate reaction to that, mate? Obviously, there's no Charlie Daniels to be seen anywhere. The first time John Marquis hasn't started a Pompey game since the 17th of October 2020. So,
Why's Charlie Daniels not starting?
well, I can't tell you why. I just would imagine it's probably tactical.
Probably, I would say it's fitness related. You know,
Perhaps.
We've got a lot of games at the moment, haven't we? They're coming thick and fast at us.
Sorry to cut across you there, Ollie, but Lincoln City are 1-0 down against Swindon Town in the second minute. It is Jordan Garrick who's got the goal for Swindon Town, and they are only, heading towards League Two football next season at this moment in time, Swindon. So whether that will be the full-time score, I'm not quite sure against a very good Lincoln City side, but that's early news from Swindon Town. So we'll keep you updated with all the goals going in around the country. Go on, Ollie. Sorry, carry on about Charlie Daniels.
Yeah, I think at this point in the season, we've got a lot of games. We were saying you've got Saturdays and Tuesdays all the way through March. Because of which, you can't expect these players to play and start every game. I think it's amazing, really, that Marquis has managed to start every game since whatever that date was in October you just mentioned there. That's, incredible fitness by him to be able to achieve that. And I don't think it's the worst thing to rest some players. I'm slightly surprised that Watmore's on the bench. I know he's just come back from his red card, hasn't he? Would this be his first?
Yeah,
game back?
he's had a couple of opportunities to be back in the side. Just to tell you about a little bit of an Oxford United chance there. It was a shot that was blazed over the crossbar, and McGilvery wasn't too troubled by that one. Yeah, so Jack Watmore's been available for selection at least for the last couple of weeks, Ollie, and I'm not quite sure why he's not breaking into the side. Quite a lot of our pre-match chat. Sorry, yeah, there was a bit of a rubbish. Wasn't there? It was a bit substandard ball in from Harvey White, who makes his full Pompey debut starting from the first minute tonight against Oxford United at the Kassam, a game that Pompey haven't won in the last 17 attempts at the Kassam Stadium against Oxford United. So hopefully tonight things will change, bearing in mind that Oxford United have only lost one of their last 14 matches in League One. A very good evening to everyone who joins us across YouTube and Facebook. And if you could drop the stream a like, subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, that would be much appreciated. Myself and Ollie for the time that he can spend with us this evening alongside Andrew are guiding you through this one. It's the opening 4.5 minutes or so, and there's not an awful lot to report. But yeah, Ollie, on Jack Watmore, I think it's a shame. What we were saying before the game is that Jack and Rasmus can't play together, and Raggett perhaps drops to the bench. He's done it to John Marquis, who we thought was a stalwart up top. Maybe that could be something that we look at in future games to come.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why there's no reason why Watmore shouldn't be dropping into that team. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen any of the games since he hasn't been starting since he had his red card. So I'm unsure to the performance the other guy has been putting in. But from the results we've had, it's not exactly like we've been the best defensively. We keep losing games. So from which point, I'd probably argue the fact that maybe we do need a shake-up at the back and maybe a change, like you said, either dropping Raggett. Oh, what's happening?
There's a shout for a penalty there actually on Harvey White. I'm surprised the referee didn't take a bit more of a view on that one, but it's a bit of a chance for Pompey there in the box. It was more of a scramble than anything. It's Ellis Harrison who tried to poke the ball past the keeper Jack Stevens, and he couldn't quite do so. It was very quick to it though, Harrison there, wasn't he? I don't know what you made of that one. Good news is Leeds United have taken the lead in their game this evening at Ellen Road. We'll keep you updated with that one. But that is good news, isn't it, Andrew? That one there, Leeds United tonight.
Always a good score.
Yeah, always a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Ollie, I know you're a busy man, mate, and I know you've got an evening to go and have, so I'll fire you one final question, and then we'll crack on with the commentary. But just finally, to give the viewers just joining us a bit of an insight into your thoughts on this evening's game, how do you see this one going, and do you think Pompey, and does it hinge? Perhaps this is a better question for you. Does it hinge on automatic promotion tonight? If a result comes our way, could that be something that we could look forward to and expect now?
I think that we're at that latter point in the season now. We've passed the midway point. We're coming towards the end of the season. It's going to come very thick and fast at us, and we need to be winning games like tonight. In honesty, the Tuesday night games are as vital as a Saturday game. I know it sounds blatantly obvious, but it is a very important run of games one after another that we need to get points in, and we have the squad and the ability to do it. We have the strength in depth. I mean, we've made quite a few changes tonight, like with Charlie Daniels not in the side and whatnot, and we've still got a good starting 11. There is no reason why we can't go out and win the games leading into the end of the season. My question is, are we going to, with the run of form we've been on, and we haven't proven it yet in the last 2-3 years? So I would like to see myself proven wrong and us to go and do it. And I think tonight is a pivotal point for us, where if we can get a win tonight and begin that momentum again and start getting successive wins under the belt on the end of the season.
Absolutely. Ollie, thank you very much indeed for that, mate. We will speak to you very soon, and hopefully you can join us. There's a game at Wembley pending and Sunderland before that. So if you're around for that, it would be great to see you. Speak to you soon, mate. Have a lovely evening.
Ciao, guys. Bye.
That was Ollie who's joined us, and you can see my bed there. So we'll just spin that round over so slightly. If you want to whiz over this way, mate, and then I can just come this way ever so slightly.
Wall penalty, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that and thought maybe we probably want to comment on that in. Bear with us. Talk. Hold the phone.
I can't talk to him, you've got a sore tongue.
Right, well, I'll be talking then. But what I've done, viewers, is I've just completely obliterated the microphone. So give us a second. Just let me do some running repairs and try and sort that out in the best way I possibly can. Right, sincere apologies. Right, there we go. Should be better. Shrewsbury are 2-0 up. It is Norburn who's got the goal there for Shrewsbury Town.
2-0, 8 minutes. Brilliant.
It's not bad, is it? Yeah, we do need some tech support. So sorry if we what's the word I'm looking for? We burst anyone's eardrums in the process of doing that. But anyway, this is a Fournilwrittenalloverit live stream you're watching, and a very good evening to you all, and a very warm welcome along. We are now just 10 minutes into this one. We will be Caroline King has joined team. Good morning, Andrew. Thank you very much indeed for that, Caroline, and welcome along to the team. Good evening to Jack Rolfe as well, who joins us. Welcome along, mate. Max is going for a 4-0 win. Harness hat-trick and Curtis to score. That would be absolutely brilliant if that could happen. And Sean Mees, the legend, says good evening to you, Andrew.
Hello, mate. Hello, Sean, the legend. How are you, mate? I'm fine, thank you.
You missed him earlier on. He actually joined us live on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Charlton Athletic have taken the lead against Burton Albion tonight. That is the first goal in that game. We'll keep you updated with what happens in that one as we now do tick over into 10 minutes. Here are Oxford United. It's James Henry, 4 goals and 4 assists so far this season, taking the throw-in. Rasmus Nikolaisen with it's a questionable header back to Craig McGilvery, but he came and gathered nonetheless. And both the Pompey and Oxford teams jog out of the box. And here is the kit. Was it quite a harsh bite down on your tongue? Was it a bit of a...
Yes, mate. Quite a deep cut in my tongue. I was eating my food, and I was in a bit of a rush because I wanted to get up here and watch this. And I was eating it too quickly, and I just bit through my tongue, and it is seriously bad.
Right. Well, hopefully,
trying to stop it with ice and stuff.
Hopefully, a Pompey win can cheer you up a little bit tonight. That'd be absolutely wonderful if possible. Here is Callum Johnson on that far side at the Kassam. He's almost up to which the point that the away travelling supporters would have been sat for this evening's game.
Us, you mean?
Yes, us. Well, depends if you're. There's more than one set of travelling supporters, isn't there? Not just us that travel. It's going to be another throw in for Callum Johnson to take on that far side. 0-0 at the moment. Here's Marcus Harness trying to work his way into the box. He cuts it back to Callum Johnson. He gets across in, and Ellis Harrison could get a shot away. He gets a second bite at the cherry as well, but that one's well over the top, and it won't trouble the keeper, Jack Stevens. And it is still 0-0 here at the Kassam Stadium. And Max has asked, do you think we can still win this league?
I think we can, but we really need to get a run of form. Yeah, it would be lovely if we could. What's the word I'm looking for? Collate together a run of form would be absolutely stupendous if we could do so. And hopefully it begins with this evening's game. Oxford United enjoying a little bit of possession right now. The ball is at Elliot Moore's feet, looking to move forward. He's played a ball all the way over to this near side with Sam Long, who puts it past his man in the shape of Harvey White. There's Elliot Lee running back to his own goal. And here come Oxford United once again. It hasn't been a game of too many opportunities so far tonight, Andrew.
No, Tom, it certainly hasn't. It's looking a little bit like they're dominating the play, and we
Elliot Lee
just
puts
a little bit.
yeah,
I think a bit disjointed, and we don't really know what to do.
Yeah, it's a ball from Elliot Lee, who sort of Craig McGilvery thought about coming to gather. He didn't need to do so, in fact, and he just needed to watch that one go out for an Oxford United, a Pompey goal kick. So that's excellent news. Well, it's not the best news we'll have this evening. Hopefully, it will be a Pompey win. Will be the best news that we have tonight. And hello to Azam once again. He said Oxford United Stadium looks like it has no character, no hate. Just observing, Adam. I don't know if you've been there or not, mate, but it's definitely not the loudest stadium in League One. I don't know what upset any Oxford United fans that may join us for this evening's stream. There's a bit of a challenge there, probably a heavy challenge there. Ronan Curtis is having a talking to from the referee. And Graham Salisbury. Michael Salisbury is his son, who also officiates in the league. But it is Graham Salisbury, who, as you can tell from here, is a very experienced referee. It is a yellow card for Ronan Curtis in the opening 13 minutes or so. Not quite sure if that merited a caution from the referee, but I don't even think he saw it, to be honest. But there we go. He is in the book nonetheless, Ronan Curtis, and that is not it's not something that comes few and far between, to be honest. It's I wouldn't have said that it's a regular occurrence that Ronan Curtis goes in the book, but there we are. There is Callum Johnson, who's played a ball through. He didn't have an awful lot to be able to do there, Callum Johnson. As we tick over into 14 minutes at the Kassam, Jack Stevens looks left and right, but eventually opts to play the ball long, and that will be Andy Cannon and then Tom Naylor. But the ball is back with Oxford United, looking to capitalise on the chance just gifted to them by Pompey to gain a bit of possession. It's a through ball to Olandi Shodadipo, and there is Sean Raggett to cut that one out to Marcus Harness. Tom Naylor plays one up the park in the direction of Ellis Harrison, but there's
long ball again, Tom.
As you can see from Andrew's reaction to that, it wasn't a brilliant ball. And eventually that one will work its way back to Jack Stevens in goal. And here is Elliot Moore now on the ball for Oxford United. Nearly a third of the way through this first half. It is still 0-0 here at the Kassam. Good evening to you all and a very warm welcome along to Fournilwrittenalloverit. If you could get us up to 100 likes before half time on the stream, that'd be absolutely fantastic. It would be superb. Ipswich Town have taken the lead against Hull City. It is Hull City 0, Ipswich Town 1, which helps out Pompey a lot this evening. Only if they can get the win here. Oxford United on the edge of the box. Sholadipo's set up. He's switching left and right, but Callum Johnson in the end does some defending, and that one will be a Oxford United corner ball. Callum Johnson and Craig McGilvery protest their innocence in being the last players to touch the ball, but it did touch them nonetheless. It's probably the best opportunity that Oxford United have had in front of goal. Arguably, maybe Sean Raggett commits a penalty there, actually. Glad the referee hasn't seen that one. Olamide Shodipo was the closest.
Was Naylor, not
was the closest to
Naylor,
getting.
Naylor, not Raggett, Tom.
It was Raggett who committed the foul initially, mate.
Oh, right.
Here comes the corner ball. James Norwood's got the goal at the KCOM Stadium for Ipswich Town. Back here at the Kassam, it's an easy one for Craig McGilvery in the end. That corner rose to absolutely nothing. Ian, I am going to wait until April the 12th. I'm going to have to. So there's not much I can do about that. I am not letting him cut my hair because it will end up in, well, it won't end up in tears, but it won't be the best, will it? You're not the most artiste in terms of a haircut. And there's a really good opportunity there from Ellis Harrison, who gets a firm strike at goal, and Jack Stevens has to get down to his right-hand side to palm it away. The ball dropped quite nicely for Ronan Curtis. It was actually Elliot Moore who gifted the ball to to Harrison. It hit Curtis in the process, and it's a good save from Jack Daniels. And in the end, the ball is battered away. Sean, Retro Shirt Sean, is coming on Facebook saying that it's a stuttering start. I need a win if we are going to stay with the pack. Not sure I would have picked Curtis on current form. Agree with Mark Chris being dropped. Shame Big Jack isn't playing. Is he fit? I would have dropped Raggett also. I believe Jack Watmore is one of the substitutions this evening. Sean, let's have a look. Yes, he is. There he is. And there is a complete absence, actually, of... Who's missing from that subs bench? I'm not quite sure who it is, but there's someone who's not there. I'm sure someone will be able to tell us that. That's Lee Brown.
Lee Brown, yeah. He'd be on the bench, wouldn't he, instead of Charlie?
Perhaps that's what I'm missing. But that is a decent opportunity from Ellis Harrison there. It might have gone down as a Ronan Curtis goal. Just whack a racket headband on Tom. I think we might need to might need to get to that point in the next couple of weeks. Andy Cannon now for Pompey. Sean Raggett plays the ball across the park. What have you made of the opening 18 minutes or so at the Kassam, Andrew?
It's pretty 50-50. Pretty sort of uneventful, really, isn't it? A couple of chances for us, a couple of corners for them. Nothing really exciting, nothing cutting happening, Tom. We look a little bit more aggressive, I have to say, tonight than we would be on the last couple of games. So Harrison's had a couple of really good chances, and that one especially. The one that he poked under the keeper would another day gone in. So you could argue we've had a couple of good chances, more than we've had since when Marcus has been on the pitch, I think, for a while.
Are you satisfied with what you've seen?
Not really, because we don't look like forgive me for saying it, Tom, but we do not look like a pack aside chasing promotion, do we? We don't look like it. I think we look lethargic. I think we look disjointed. I don't think there's any real plan there. That's my concern. There's no real plan. We've often said that we don't think there's a management structure in place at the present time that makes us plan the way we should plan it. I don't know if we've looked at Oxford United to see what they do. Hopefully, we can nick a win, but I think we would be just nicking it. I can't see us hammering this lot, Tom, if I'm honest.
Joe Gannon was saying before the game
I don't think we're getting any more than 4 tonight.
Joe Gannon was saying before the game that it's a team that we know quite well, and they know us relatively well as well. And obviously we've played them quite a lot.
0-0, isn't it?
Well, it's normally 1-1 actually. Is the sort of the past 4 matches have actually ended 1-1 between the two sides.
Fantastic.
That dates back to a 4-1 win that we actually watched on the stream earlier on. That was back in the early days of the. I think it was 2 seasons ago.
3-0 at Fratton Park last season, though.
That was a couple of years ago now, wasn't it? Because obviously you had the 2 1-alls were the playoff games, weren't they?
Yeah.
As it were. There's a ball that's almost threaded through nicely to Marcus Harness, but he was always going to be second best to it. Josh Ruffles there, making sure that it got back to his keeper. Jack Daniels. Stevens, not Jack Daniels. That's a drink.
That's a drink.
That is a drink. It is indeed. Here is Sam Long for Oxford United. We are ticking over into 20 minutes from this one. You could argue Andrew's going to throw himself in the Solent by the sound of things. You don't seem that happy, mate, but I assume that's because you've bitten your face off in the last sort of half an hour or so. So I won't come to you too much this evening if you don't want to.
When it stops bleeding,
you'll be fine.
Talk to it at the moment, I've got a fresh blood every 2 minutes.
It's Shrewsbury Town who are 3-0 up now. Guess who scored for them? Mr. Curtis Main of all people for the Shrews. I don't know if that is Curtis Main. It looks like it probably is.
Probably is, yeah.
He was late.
Veteran.
He was lame Main for us, wasn't he? Back in the day, he wasn't very good. He wasn't very good at all. Anyway, as you said there, and as Adams mentioned, before we get to that, it's an easy chop. Oh my word, that is
sliced through us like a piece of butter, Tom.
A very, very good opportunity for Oxford United to you have slicing through us like a piece of butter is absolutely spot on. James Henry broke away straight through Pompey defensive lines there, and he's managed to get a corner out of it. Craig McGilvery it looked like a last ditch save there, didn't it? Didn't look comfortable at all. It will be a right-footed one in from James Henry, who's just come off the back of taking that shot on goal. He's going to take the subsequent corner for the home side.
It's quite windy from.
Yeah, it's gusty, isn't it, this evening? It is. Perhaps not as gusty as it would have been if this game was being played at Fratton Park due to prevailing winds on on the south coast, A-level geography and all that from the last couple. Didn't actually say A-level geography, did I? Didn't choose that one. Ellis Harrison. It won't be Ellis Harrison. It'll be Lee Brown who puts his foot through it. And again, getting that ball from the back of Pompey defence up to a blue shirt is just something we cannot seem to do so far this evening. It's
You don't see any other team playing this long ball like we do, Tom.
Adam said Harrison looking far better than Marquis. Harrison's actually running. Marquis tends to look so lackadaisical. My word, what a word that is. Didn't you had it in you, Adam? Thank you for that. A good evening to Ben Clark, who says we are looking so unsteady at the back. That wasn't just a dig. I do know Adam quite well, so it wasn't me being horrible.
Yeah.
Raggett is a problem for us. Don't get me wrong. He has good games, but his mistakes have cost us massively. Yeah, absolutely, Ben. I think he probably does a little bit less for the side than he does to contribute to it. Milton Keynes Dons have got one back against Shrewsbury Town. It is now 3-1 to the Shrews. Hello to Liam, who is a Shrewsbury Town fan. He's absolutely buzzing. It is now 3-1 within 20 minutes, though, Adam. That one looks pretty comfortable from your point of view. And Ryan has said, how likely do you think it would be for Eddie Howe to come to us? Well, Kenny Jackett's contract will run out in the summer. And I've just seen the comment of the evening from Mr. Poirier there. Sean has said, give Andrew a glass of warm water with salt in it. Old halftime trick brings you to life in the second half. If you want to know, Mr. Legend.
You're far too old, Legend.
You seem very uninterested in that one.
It's not that, chaps. I've got a very, very sore tongue.
Stick your tongue out. Oh my God, yeah, you have. You've really bitten into that one.
Bitten into it. It's a big slice, and it's bleeding, and I've put ice on it, and it's still bleeding, and it's been 40 minutes now.
Right.
I might have to go a little stitch in it, Tom. Seriously, because it's not.
Right. Well,
it's not clearing up, so that's why I'm talking like I've got
through
a
gritted
banana
teeth
in my mouth.
Thought you've got a banana in your mouth. Well, I'll take over. We'll speak to some of our guests at halftime as well. So there's not an awful lot of talking for Andrew to do tonight. What there is an awful lot is for Pompey to perform on the pitch. That is definitely needed. Will Grigg has got the goal back for MK Dons. Is that the start of a massive comeback for them this evening away from home at Shrewsbury Town? We will have to wait and see. We'll keep you updated. At the Kassam, there's not an awful lot happening. Here is it's the 24th minute, and that's a shot that's come off the back of Ellis Harrison. It's a pass up the pitch that's come off the back of Ellis Harrison, and that'll be an easy one for Rasmus Nikolaisen to take down incredibly well. Actually, it was coming at him with gargantuan pace, and here is Lee Brown who spun again. And
what pace?
Gargantuan pace. I'm deviating the adjectives, mate.
Go on, yeah.
Yeah, not deviating. What's the word? What am I talking about? No, not deviating.
An adjective.
Oh, yeah, I'm switching up the adjectives is what I should say. Here's another bit of analysis from Retro Shirt Sean. He said, White and Harness not breaking fast enough. Know when for the defence to distribute. Long ball tactics won't give us a win. Another packet of dodgers, Andrew.
Yeah, well, I got some dodgers. I didn't bring them up because of my tongue.
Well, I could have had some. Thank you for thinking of your son when you approached the 4-0 studio tonight.
Yeah, I didn't give it a thought.
You didn't give it a thought.
Too much pain, mate.
Yeah, well, we all hope you get well extremely soon. 25 minutes has been played in this one. We are over halfway through.
Tips about stopping this tongue bleeding, give me a shout.
If there's any doctors in the stream tonight, we'd be very much appreciate your assistance. Birmingham? Burton, they're near Birmingham. Burton have got one back against Charlton Athletic. It is 1-1 at the Valley at this moment in time. Back here at the Kassam, 25.5 minutes has been played. Lee Brown has placed the ball down in order to take a set piece in just a moment. Referee just making sure he's happy with where everyone stood. I believe he is. He blows his whistle. Lee Brown steps up 1, 2, 3 paces before he eventually sends a floater into Ellis Harrison, who manages to get a header on the ball, but that one's headed away by Elliot Moore. The ball is now back out with Lee Brown. Down on the left-hand side with Harvey White, just couple of yards in from the touchline. The ball is now in field with Andy Cannon, and that one's courtesy of Rasmus Nikolaisen's Tom Naylor, who is being closed down incredibly quickly by the front line of the Oxford forward players. And Harvey White's managed to salvage one pulled one out of the very top drawer in terms of earning possession back. And Cannon on the strike, and it takes a deflection and goes behind for a Pompey corner, one of the first ones of the game.
That was better, Tom.
That was better football from Pompey. And Lincoln City, we're all expecting it, but they've got an equaliser back at their at home actually against Swindon Town, and that is probably back here at the Kassam one of the best passages of play that Pompey have had I believe it eventually came off the left back, Josh Ruffles, and this will be a Ronan Curtis in swinging corner. Here it comes, and the defence rose the highest. It was actually the man who conceded the foot corner in the first place, Josh Ruffles, with the initial ball away. It's only as far as Ronan Curtis on this left-hand side, and that one doesn't beat the first man, and that will be a Pompey throw-in just before the corner flag in the towards the side of the stand that doesn't have any seats in it. the end beyond the goal that has got no seats. Hello to Charlie Jenkins, who is a brand new member. Welcome along to the channel, and thank you very much indeed for joining us. It's a great clan to be part of, and Aaron is giving you a very warm welcome to the team. We've got some suggestions here. If it's really bleeding, you may place gauze on your tongue, says Bertie. Andrew needs to put a flannel cold in his mouth and put pressure on the wound, says Jamie. Thank you for that. If your tongue is really bleeding, you may... Oh, no, that's another one from Bertie. So I think a flannel... There's a flannel in that drawer over there if you want to go and...
I'm not using one of your flannels, son. You wiped your boat race with that.
Oh, my boat race. Okay, I thought we were going somewhere else with that one.
That's not a bad shout. I'll get it.
Go and grab it. It has been washed. 27.5 minutes has been played. I was wondering what he was going to say there. We should be back in around 80 days. That will be in time for the playoffs, ladies and gents. Second draw down, son. I reckon. There's also some of your sweets in there as well. 28 minutes has been played now.
These are your pants, Tom.
Those are my pants. Don't use them. The ball forward from Ronan Curtis. Is Lee Brown now on the touchline. John has said if it's a deep cut, you need to stop your tongue from bleeding. Try rinsing your mouth with 1 part hydrogen peroxide and 1 part water. John, we do not live in a scientific asylum, mate. Unfortunately, I don't think we've got any hydrogen peroxide sitting around. So I'm sure that is probably one of the best means of stopping a...
They're my socks.
Yeah, they are your socks. I don't know what they're doing in your draw, mate, but that's a ball flashed across the box. Looking for Marcus Harness. It will be a Pompey throw-in on that far side. Amy said that a few shots of vodka will numb the pain. I think that's probably needed if it doesn't go to plan this evening. Nicholas has said best team will win. Suggest the outcome. Okay, well, at the minute, Pompey are looking like they're on top in terms of chances, Nicholas. If you're new to the channel, by the way, guys, make sure you subscribe down below. We are heading towards 7,000 subscribers. If you could get us there a little bit quicker this evening, that'd be absolutely wonderful. I'm sure there's a couple of you in the stream that haven't subscribed. It would really help us out. So if you could do that, that would be absolutely wonderful.
Get a flannel.
He's off to get a flannel. There we go. And now we're getting free medical advice as well, which is absolutely wonderful. So thank you very much indeed for that, everyone. Right, 29.25 minutes has been played. There is a ball in that's been sent in by Callum Johnson. It was almost a corner that was conceded there from Oxford United, but it's managed to be hashed away, and Sean Raggett will just see that one out of play. And as Aaron has quite rightly said, make sure you smash that like button down below, ladies and gents. As Joe has, boys and girls, you're clutching it tonight. Joe has said we are on the road to 7K. We are absolutely. You can see it just about to appear on your screen over there. Where is it? Hang on, I need to go here. Oh, I've missed it. There it is. Running along there. That one. There it is. Road to 7K. That took me way too long to work that one out. Harvey White on the ball now for Pompey after a throw-in from Callum Johnson. It's now with the captain, Tom Mailer, just 20 yards away from the centre circle, and now Lee Brown is almost encroaching on the penalty area. It's through Ronan Curtis, who plays the ball back. There is the possibility, there's a shout there from Ronan Curtis for a free kick, courtesy of Elliot Lee, but the referee's going to ignore that one, whether he reckons will play on or not. I can't quite hear what he said, so he might have shouted play on. Marcus Harness puts a deep ball into the edge of the box, and that one will be Ronan Curtis's to make the best of what he can with it. Wasn't the most conventional of crosses there. Deserve at least 10K subs. Thank you for that, Noah. That is much appreciated, mate. Thank you for joining us, and hope you're doing really well. Smash it, Mikey. Smash it, mate. The Sunderland game is on TV, ladies and gents. It is, absolutely. But the best place is to join us right here live on Fournilwrittenalloverit. It will be here from 6:30. It's a 7:45 kickoff. So there is an hour and a quarter of build-up to Tuesday's time from today's date. And here he comes with his cold flannel. There we are. Anyway, I'm binning my subscription to EFL iFollow and tuning into you match days. Quality and like in the comments. David, much appreciated, mate. And hopefully you're going to enjoy sticking with us. We are only audio commentary, but you can see and hear us, and we have plenty of contributors in terms of guests as well. We also have Andrew when he's fixing his war wounds. Take it off. Is it still bleeding onto the flannel? Oh, it is. That is quite a deep one, isn't it? Anyway, the less said about that one, the better. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. No one can hear a word you're saying. 31.5 minutes has been played at the Casa, and there is still no goal to separate these two sides. It's a bicycle kick from Tom Naylor that's sent northwards in terms of attacking play from Pompey, and now Oxford United will capitalise on a loose ball. Is that one going to be a free kick from the referee? He says no. He's done well to keep play going tonight, actually, Graham Salisbury. Here's Callum Johnson, who plays the ball back to the Pompey goalkeeper and probably the best goalkeeper in the league, Craig McGilvery. And the ball is now with the Pompey captain. Just inside Pompey territory on the edge of the centre circle. Lee Brown looks to do something with the ball. That's not Lee Brown. I don't know who that is, actually. Who was that? Sean Maggott, probably. Lee Brown is now working his way down the left-hand side of the ball. Right, really nestled in with the touchline there, and he finds Harvey White, who's been playing on the left for the majority of the evening so far, and Rasmus Nikolaisen does well to lose his man there. Sam Winnell was shooken off. And as Sean Meads has quite rightly said, they do look like pretty mediocre side, Oxford United. I might go on to regret saying that if they score a few passes. Touch wood, they won't in the next couple of minutes or so, perhaps. Thank you very much, Joe. That's much appreciated from yourself and Charlie too. It's got Andrew's fruit written all over it from Lily May. That I don't think there'll be any shaken off. My apologies. My English has taken a turn for the worse this evening as Oxford United come over halfway with the ball now. And Ronan Curtis is the furthest man up the pitch from Pompey. Everyone else, apart from, well, Ellis Harrison, he's back in Pompey territory now. It's almost a 10 men behind the ball approach. And there is Marcus Harness, who throws the ball behind him to his colleague Callum Johnson. Crewe Alexandra have taken the lead in their game against Accrington Stanley. That is by far the least exciting game in League One tonight. There is Marcus Harness. You look at games like that, you just think we really want to get out of this league, don't we? Why are we in a league where Crewe Alexandra and Accrington Stanley are playing each other on a cold February Tuesday evening?
Because we've got Kenny Jackett, that's why.
Lee Brown on the left-hand side for Pompey. That's Andy Cannon, who hasn't seen an awful lot of the ball this evening. Rasmus looking to go route one with the ball to Harvey White, who plays a clever one over the top to Lee Brown, but that one is eventually hacked out of play by Sam Long, and it will be a Lee Brown quick rotation in the balls. Sorry, that was a really strange phrasing there, but you know what I mean. He picked up one that had been sanitised and puts an early cross in for Ellis Harrison. He's inviting there, actually, but Joe Ruffles was the first to get there, and that will be a Lee Brown throw in. Again, he takes it quickly. Andy Cannon, back to Lee Brown. Takes one touch and then another one. Ellis Harrison in the box, tries to chest it down, claims of a penalty from him, but Josh Ruffles said he had absolutely nothing to do with it. And here comes Olamide Shodipo. And Sean Raggett will hopefully deal with that one in an appropriate manner, and he does so. And the ball's back with Craig McGilvery in goal. He fires one long and high, and Ellis Harrison, what is he doing there? Just stands off it completely, but he's got the ball back to him. It's a push, and the referee will blow up for the first time in quite a while. He's let the game breathe quite a lot this evening. Graham Salisbury.
Tom, I'm going to interrupt you because my tongue stopped bleeding for a second.
Excellent.
Harrison has been really lightweight up front. People are saying he's done well tonight, rather Marcus. He's been really lightweight. He never gets in front of that defender. He should be winning those balls and getting ahead of the defenders. And there, in the middle of the park, we just stood off and let the ball just bounce to their defence. Their midfield was shocking.
You're not pleased to see that, are you?
No.
No, I can tell you're not. And I'm glad that the tongue has stopped bleeding for the time being. That is great news. And I hope your road to recovery continues on from here. It's a Pompey set piece. That was sincere, by the way. I wasn't taking the mic. It's a Pompey free kick just inside the Oxford United half. Well, it's not just inside. It's probably 20 yards inside. But it's just off the edge of the centre circle. It will be Lee Brown who fires one wide to Ellis Harrison, who heads a looping one back into the box. And Robert Atkinson's back there just to tell everyone to leave the ball to his colleague in the shape of Jack Stevens, who will come and claim. Lee, I'm sure we will be treated to another joke from Andrew at some point over the course of the evening. Whether or not that comes soon, will probably come in the second half. We'll post-tongue incident, absolutely. That would be hopefully it will be post-tongue. Absolutely. Ladies and gents, thank you ever so much to everyone who is new to the channel and has subscribed to us so far. If you could drop us a like for the simple reason that Leeds United have just gone 2-0 up against their opponents this evening at Ellen Road, which is absolutely excellent news. And it will be a moment where the game is paused slightly. It's Stuart Dallas with the second one. Patrick Bamford got the first I think it was either just before or just after the halftime whistle. And it will be a bit of a chance for Pompey to regroup. Sean Raggett and Ronan Curtis having a bit of a hug on that near touchline as everyone has a little swing to drink just because of an Oxford United situation in terms of injury. And thank you very much indeed for your 100 likes. 100% right, Andrew, too slow to the ball for a forward, says Sean Raggett. Sorry, Meaty. Sean Meads, the legend. And Andrew's just quickly texting a friend back, so we'll let him do that. But 100 likes is huge, ladies and gents. And if you could get us, I know it's a big ask, but if you could get us anywhere near 6.7k tonight, that'd be absolutely huge. We are only just over 10 away from it. So if there's 10 of you that are watching the stream and you're enjoying yourselves, then subscribe and we'll keep you covered. We're going to be on the streams until probably the end of the season. Now we might be able to go and see a playoff game if that's where Pompey find themselves come the end of the season, assuming that it's dated after May the 17th. We might be somewhat limited capacity at Fratton Park. We'll have to wait and see on further details for that one, given the Prime Minister's announcement yesterday, the roadmap. I'm sure you all saw it, but if any of you are interested, the only one that really applies to football is the grassroots football that can return on the 29th of March, which is good news for everyone who wants to get out there and play a bit of competitive football in your local area. Alongside the announcement that fans could be back in stadiums from March the 17th, all being well in terms of coronavirus cases, rates, hospitalization and all that kind of thing. So hopefully that'll be something that we can take in to the new season and imagine being back for the first game in August playing championship football. Anyway, that brief break in play has now finished. It's come to an end, and Pompey have the ball through Ronan Curtis, who plays a nice little back heel to Harvey White, who switches the possession from his left to his right foot brilliantly there. And Andy Cannon has actually lost out possession. And here comes James Henry, who's already got 4 goals and 4 assists so far this season. Lee Brown gives him a little nudge. The referee's absolutely not interested whatsoever. I probably would have thought that was a foul, but Graham Salisbury thinks otherwise. And there's a ball from Marcus Harness, which initially wasn't the best ball. And then even the second bite of the cherry that he got was even worse. He put way too much on it for Ronan Curtis to chase. And as Aaron has quite rightly said, we do probably need one before half time. That'd be great in the next 6 minutes plus whatever's added on in terms of stoppage for the rest of this first half. It is currently 0-0 at the Kassam, and you're joining us on Fournilwrittenalloverit this evening. A very good evening and a welcome to you all. And as I say, we are approaching the halftime whistle. It is an overhead boot from Mark Sykes, which eventually finds, I believe, that is Lee Brown back there for Pompey. Is a little bit of a distance away. The vantage point from the action is quite high up. Sorry, Callum Johnson. My apologies. Ryan has said Kenny isn't a tactician or motivator. Good at chewing gum, though. Ryan, that's probably one of his attributes that we've got to give to Kenny Jackett. Absolutely. I'm not sure he's there or not tonight. I haven't seen him so far. If anyone can either confirm or deny.
Yeah, there he is over there. Look.
For there watching the game from the stand. We're now into 40 minutes, ladies and gents. Very shortly we'll be heading towards the halftime whistle. We've got plenty of guests to come on. We'll be joined by Brendan and Mike, Richard, Mr. Adam Poirier. I believe the legend Sean Mead will be rejoining us for a bit of halftime chat. We might even get a chance to speak to Charlie, who is an Oxford United fan who we spoke to earlier on this evening to see what he's made of his team's performance so far this evening. The ball is out of play right now. Jack Stevens is making his way over in order to get a goal kick underway for the home side. And so far this evening, it's been a not the most exciting first half of football that we've seen. Not an awful lot to write home about from either side. It's been a possession-based game so far, Andrew, and one that Pompey have tried to work their way into, because it's very much a make or break evening tonight for the visitors, for ourselves. As Sam Long plays the ball to his colleague Elliot Lee, but Andy Cannon's done really well to win that one back and pick a pass out to Marcus Harness, who was under a lot of pressure there, and he tried to find Harvey White, but he wasn't close enough to it, and it will be a Pompey throwing on this near touchline, deep inside Pompey territory, probably halfway between the centre circle and the goal mouth.
Closing us down really
near
quickly.
touchline, not giving us any chance, are they?
Not any room at all, are they?
Rad, who needs League One streams on Sky or BT when you've got Fournilwrittenalloverit written all over it? Unfortunately, we can't broadcast the action live to you and provide our commentary on top of it because, you know, I don't know if ever we'd be able to make that happen. Perhaps we could have a chat with iFollow and see if we can get some sort of rights to the game. That would be unbelievable to have us in the corner alongside the action, perhaps.
Not with his tongue, Tom.
No. Yeah, absolutely. Is it still cold, or do you need to go and give it another rinse? Anyway, less about Andrew's tongue, because that has been the salient point.
Well, it's been the most exciting part of
well,
the evening.
Well, for you, it probably has been. For everyone else at home, I'm sure it's not been very interesting. Tonight. Yes, it'd be nice to see Leeds score 9, wouldn't it? Charlie said, who's the Oxford United fan that joined us early, said, boring game so far, nothing to report on. And Leeds, as you say that, Andrew, they have scored another goal. It is Leeds United 3-0 at Ellen Road this evening, the only game happening in the Premier League tonight. And that will be a free kick for for Marcus Harness. It was Rafinha who scored. So 3 different goal scorers on the score sheet for Leeds United tonight. Marcelo Bielsa's side getting back to winning ways in the Premier League, which is good to see. 42,
especially tonight. I love Leeds, Tom. I don't really care about them, but it's a great result for tonight.
Yeah, it is absolutely. As Andrew's flannel slowly turns from white to red, which are 2 of the worst colours in the world. Here's Ronan Curtis putting a ball into the box, and Harvey White with the opportunity to get something on it in terms of heading towards goal, but eventually it will work its way out and trickle out of play for a goal kick. Will I do that for Joe? Will definitely be live for Sunderland, mate. Whatever you're asking for me to do, if you could clarify that, that'd be absolutely wonderful.
It's live on Sky, isn't it, Sunderland?
Yes. I'm assuming he's asking if we'll be streaming. We absolutely will be streaming, and we're going to be live for an hour and a quarter before the game as well. Got plenty of build up to bring you. We're going to take a look back at our trip to Wembley against Sunderland in the EFL Trophy final last season, which will almost be 2 years to the day by the time we play them on the 9th of March. It was the 31st of March, 2019. It's been almost 2 years to the day since that trip to Wembley, which was, probably the highlight of watching Pompey in living memory. And Andrew's now managed to work out a way of keeping the flannel in his mouth. If you're just joining us, there's been a bit of an injury to Andrew's mouth in the process of eating his dinner this evening, hence why he's got a flannel in his mouth. But Swindon Town, big result, big goal in League One. It's not quite a result yet, but Lincoln City are now a goal down. It is Lincoln City 1, Swindon Town 2. So that is good news if you're a Pompey fan.
Not unless we win, Tom.
Not unless we win and Swindon continue to keep their winning position in that game. It wouldn't be unlike Lincoln City to dig a couple of goals out and go on to claim all 3 points and cement their stay at the top of the league even more. John has said, do you think we need to change things at half-time? It's not quite falling for us at the moment.
Yeah, we do, Tom. We need to change 11 players by the looks of things. The passing of the ball has been absolutely woeful from Callum Johnson.
Marcus Harness is getting a little bit agitated. He's been touched around by the referee. He's not happy about that at all, Marcus Harness. I'm wondering if he might go in the book for that. I'm not quite sure if I didn't really see anything there. Did you, Andrew? I'm quite sure what happened there.
I was busy changing my...
Yeah, I was busy watching the comments. So it'll be 2 minutes added on at the end of this first half. I wonder if we'll get a replay of what happened there. But it's... I believe it was a little bit of tension between Cameron Brannigan and Marcus Harness, who were in a duel together on that right-hand side. Referees having a bit of a word with the players. The goalkeeper, it will be a yellow card for, I believe it was Elliot Moore who's gone into the book, and I don't think it'll be Cameron Brannigan either. Was it Marcus Harness who was the receipt of that? No, I don't think it was. I didn't see that actually.
Harness got booked.
A bit of an elbow.
Yeah.
It wasn't Harness that got booked, I don't think.
It was both.
Let's watch it again. Let's see this replay. It's Harness who's got the ball.
Oh no, it was an arm to the face. That's probably what it was. Yeah, and there's a bit of afters there from. Yeah, that's not a bit of head to head. Yeah,
It was their players who scores the
yeah. I don't think Harness went in the book for that. It would have been Cameron Brannigan who went into the book. Oh no, it was. Sorry, I agree with you now. It was Marcus Harness and Cameron Brannigan.
You agree with me now because it's on the screen.
I agree with you now because it's on the screen. It's also let me know on the notification feed that we've got in the studio tonight. Pittman scored Swindon's goal to put them 2-1 ahead. Brett Pittman on half-time. This one's turning into a little bit of a feisty affair, isn't it? Charlie, who is an Oxford United fan, has said Harness shouldn't have had a card there. I was not sure if there's any... Adam said there was a bit of intent there.
Well, the thing is, whether it should have been or not, he carried on and faced up the play, which you can't do.
No, you sort of leave it, don't you? You leave it and move on. The referee is very shortly going to be blowing for half-time as a ball is lofted towards Pompey attacking territory. Got some breaking news if you're a golf fan. Tiger Woods has been taken to hospital after being involved in a car crash in California. More on that to follow. If there's any golf fans out there, and all of us here at Fournilwrittenalloverit wish him a speedy recovery, hoping it's not too serious. Noah has said, always seems like Oxford and Pompey's a semi-rivalry because of the amount of times we played each other. As the players come off, the half-time whistle's gone. There is Marcus Harness who's having a chat with the referee, Graham Salisbury. He clearly wasn't happy with what happened. I don't know whether he's trying to sway him towards giving a red card out to Cameron Brannigan. Obviously, there'll be no subsequent action taken before the players go in for the half-time whistle. Tom Naylor's also in the referee's ear there. Love to hear what they're saying to each other. Let's go to Retro Shirt Sean first, who I'm sure will be able to, he was probably watching the game more than we were, and give us a bit of an update on what happened there in terms of the potential for a red card there, Sean. What did you make of that little incident?
Handbags. I think it's just an elbow in back, and I think Marcus Harness faced up to him and shouldn't have done. He got involved when he didn't really need to. Should have walked away. I think the player was going to get booked anyway for the elbow. But then I think Harness got a yellow card. You know, you can't do that. You can't face up to a player like that and not expect to get something.
Outside of that, Sean, it's been a pretty quiet first half at the Kassam. I'm not sure what you've made of it. Nothing really for either side to go on so far.
I can't remember the last time. We've had about 3 or 4 games in a row now where I've not been excited about the actual play that's going on the pitch. It's a long 45 minutes when it's not very exciting.
There's a lot of love for your shirt in the comments, Sean, by the way. He does go by the name of Retro Shirt Sean, so that is not to be unexpected.
It could be a Bournemouth shirt he's wearing there.
Brendan is also sporting the same one in the broadcast studio below him as well, so we'll speak to him and his dad in a moment. But yeah, nothing too much. Sorry to cut across you there. I just thought I'd let you know that everyone's in love with the shirt. Things that need to change for the second half, I'd imagine. I don't know about you, but we'd probably see some halftime changes from Kenny, wouldn't we?
Well, I think Curtis has done nothing. He's just run about. He's put a bit of effort in, and he's looked a bit livelier than normal. But I don't think he's cutting it at the minute. Harness is asleep on the far side. I haven't seen Charlie White do much. You know,
Harvey White.
Sorry, yeah. But I say I like to see Charlie Daniels come on and maybe take that position on the left wing and just see whether or not he can put some quality crosses in and balls down. You know, he looked good when he was at left back doing that, and I think having him on that side might be a bit better. What do you do up front?
Is Brown a bit too much of a defensive defender?
Yeah, exactly that. And, I think without him going forward, whoever's in front of him struggles up and down the pitch because they've got a lot more ground. You know, I worry because I look at the Pompey side at the minute. I can't see where the goals are going to come from. There's no one. You get on the ball, you look excited and think, oh, they're actually going to put something away here. They're all sort of half-hearted. The balls get to the 18-yard box, and it's just sort of no one wants to score, no one wants to take a shot, no one looks dangerous, and that worries me for a side that's meant to be going for promotion. You know, normally we'd have half swing up, and we don't have that, and we're not cutting through teams. We're making it really hard work to get from the midfield to their box, whereas they come straight through us every time. I think it's almost Tom Naylor's too deep. And then Cannon, he's trying to influence play, but he's got that big void between them. It's a long ball from our defence to the attackers who are so slow getting forward. They're usually outnumbered and it doesn't go anywhere.
Absolutely. Sean, we're going to have to crack on, mate, because once again we've overbooked ourselves. There's a load of legends that are waiting in the background, but we will. I'm sure we'll be able to dissect this one in more detail towards the end of the evening. And if you're sticking around, and Sean, I've got a little bit of a open-ended question for you to answer at full time. So if you rack your brains, and I won't tell you what it is for the time being, but it's I'm sure it's one you'll be able to answer. We'll speak to you very shortly.
Cheers.
That was Sean. He's very kindly joined us. Right, let's go to Mr. Adam Poirier. My apologies. What have you made of that so far, mate? The stats say that Oxford have had more of the possession. We've had 6 shots, 1 on target, 1 corner, and 2 yellow cards. A bit of a rubbish one.
I
What have you made of it?
slightly disagree with Sean. I think Harvey White has actually been really good. I think he's got in all the right places and actually done quite a lot of movement off the ball as well. He's had a nice little link-up play with Curtis. I mean, Curtis has been not amazing, but I think Brown is actually covering him because I think Daniels would push too far up ahead if they were playing together. So I understand why Brown is playing, but I think, all considering, I think Harvey White's probably been the brightest spark in this half. Apart from that, not much else, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you see us as
full-time leads 3-0, by the way, just so you know.
Is that
That's good news. That is full-time. So
that's a shame. That's a bit early, isn't it?
3 more points on the kicked off at R5.
Fantasy points. Easy.
Yeah. Well, fantasy points for what? Bamford or Rafinha, or who you got?
I've got the defender. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. And Bamford. I think it's Streak or something. Whatever.
Streak.
Yeah.
Hello from Angers in France. Good evening to Guienzo. Welcome along. Bonjour and good evening to you. Welcome. Adam, is your surname French?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. My one of my side of family is from Jersey.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
So's Matt Letitia, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. The less said about him, the better.
And so.
Adam,
well.
what do we change moving forward into this second half then? What would you like to see have changed in terms of either formation or perhaps the players that are playing on the pitch?
I like the midfield. I like the midfield so far, but I do think Harness should maybe come off. Might have got a little bit too aggressive with that. I think maybe put Williams on. He's very driven, runs to it a lot more, very skillful as well. I think maybe get him on, see what he can do, push him forward a bit more. But I think it is working. I think a goal could come any minute. I do.
Yeah.
Do you
it is
really?
promising.
Is this your heart saying that?
I think I don't know. I feel like the flow has gone our way in a bit. I do. I see something that might emerge. Maybe that's just me, but I do think maybe get Harness off though. I think his tempers might have gone after that.
I see your sentiments about us pushing forward more than we have done. We look better than we did in the last few games.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a difficult. Are we? I'll ask you this question straight. Is this team? Is this formation? Is the way we're playing a promotion-winning side?
You've just gone in my ear. I can't hear you.
Have I completely gone?
No, you're very muffled. You're very quiet. I don't know if it's my end or yours.
Give us a wave, Richard and Brendan, if you can hear us. All right.
It might be my end.
Okay, Adam.
You know what? I'll come back at full time. I'll come back at full time, and it'll be right. But nice chatting. Okay.
Cheers, mate. See you in a bit. Brendan is here.
Hello.
Are we okay or are we dodgy?
You're very quiet.
Yeah, very quiet. Someone's
quiet.
gone mute by the sounds of it.
We could hear Poirier, but we couldn't really hear you.
Right. Hold the stream for a second. I'm going to do some repairs.
I will have a chat. So, what do you think, Dad, first half?
Well, I think we've got to stop kicking these long balls for McGilvery. Why don't we ever play out from the back four, through the back four? We don't do that a lot in Pompey. Oxford are doing it all the time. I know it's most probably not our style of play, but I think we can build from the back four. So why don't we?
Yeah, I know, but we have got Harrison as the aerial sort of battler, isn't he?
Well, let's get it to midfield or get it to the wings, and then we can then put the balls in. We don't have to kick it from McGilvery, and it's just going to come straight back like it does all the time.
Yeah, true.
How you doing, boys?
Gents?
A lot better.
That's better. That's better.
Right.
That's better.
Excellent. Anyway, we'll sort that out for next
I'll
week.
just agree with your dad there, but he's actually saying exactly what I've been thinking for a number of games, and that is that we aren't playing the ball out. We're doing this knocking this long ball forward, which is hope in hell, isn't it? Every time you do that, it's a 50-50 ball, isn't it? It's not a ball to a blue shirt, and that's what we're going to be playing for, isn't it?
Andrew, do you remember the pinball wizard? You flick it, and wherever it lands is where it comes back, isn't it? So it more often than not comes back. It's straight down your own throat. So you don't want that.
No, it's a 50-50 ball each time you pass the ball a long distance, isn't it? It's a 50-50, and we don't win it.
No, and we don't win the second ball either sometimes, and majority of the time, I would say.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I like to stand by that bloke Brannigan shouldn't be on the field after what he did to Harness.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, he raising his shoulder, didn't he? So I don't think he should be on the field. But
that last lad that was on, he was right. We should take Harness off, not because he's played bad, because he most probably has got a hot head at this moment in time. That's the only reason I'd take him off. He's been all right. He hasn't been outstanding, but he's okay. Harvey White, like you mentioned, a couple of times he's linked up with Ronan, but I think put Ronan out to the left and put Harvey in the middle.
What, Harvey in a 10 role?
Yeah, put Harvey in a 10 role, or let's try it. We've got to try these things.
Carl Robinson, the manager at Oxford's not
James Corden. He's called. Sorry,
James Corden. He's not actually. He's actually a very fair guy and a very good manager. They don't dive too much. They don't cheat too much. But I fancy that we've got two players on a red card. I think he might
yellow card.
Sorry, a yellow card. I think they both might get a red in a minute if we're not careful. At least one of them, which could be Harness, as you quite rightly say. I don't think Ronan will get one again because he's too disciplined in terms of not giving away too much, isn't he? He's aggressive, but he's challenged it the right way, I think, from Ronan. But when you see Harness getting out of his tree, unfortunately, sometimes I think if we're not careful, they'll play for that and they'll try and get a yellow pretty early in the second half. If we're not getting another yellow,
Brannigan's now wind them up.
That's it, exactly. And the first half. Earlier in the first half, I don't know if you saw it when the guy jumped on the back of Harvey in the penalty area. The young lad Harvey, it jumped on his back after Harrison had taken that opportunity. That was a definite penalty in my view. Not trying to win the game by penalties, but it was a stonewall pen. But then the rest let everything go on tonight. Everything.
Yeah. I thought Salisbury was the halfway between Oxford and Pompey, not up in Lancashire. but what I'm saying is he's more towards Oxford than he is towards Pompey, so it must be closer to Oxford. But
geographically speaking, rather than decision.
Yeah. Play onwards. But I just think the ref is not at all playing the rules of the game, and we get quite a few of these referees who tend to side with the more physical team rather than a football team. And I don't like it. Is it because they're not as good as what you get in the Championship and the Premiership? Obviously, but I think that's a part of the failing of our refereeing system in this country. I don't think they're cut up to it at all.
I would, from my point of view, I would stress that there is a lot more training that goes into select group referees in the Premier League than there is for select group 2 in terms of.
Definitely, I agree. Yeah.
That's mainly the reason. But as you say, it's a very much a watched league, especially Championship and League. Well, you've got some big clubs, haven't you? Big followings. So the standard should be, I would have thought it would be nice to have referees that the standards are exactly the same in terms of the same level of caliber of the referees, but also the training across League, Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2. It'd be nice to see Michael Oliver do Crawley Town against Forest Green Rovers, wouldn't it? For example, it'd be nice if we could have something like that.
Bobby Madley was supposed to do one of our games, but he got read off the old Charlton game. He didn't do the second game. He didn't do the rearranged game. But that's the sort of quality of player referee that we want to see.
And you noticed on tonight that you look at the scores at half time and they're all in our favour. We've got to come out of this blocks out. We're just going to go for the win tonight, haven't we? Because if the results stay the same as they are now, we've got a 2 and 3 point advantage on the teams right around us, including Peterborough and Charlton and Hull and Lincoln. So there's an opportunity tonight, and we don't want to blow this one, I don't think.
Definitely. Well, the last 2 game days, they've got in our favour, haven't they? Teams have dropped points around us, and we haven't capitalised. So hopefully tonight's not a hat trick. Hopefully we keep on pushing on.
Absolutely. Gents, we will speak to you at the end of the game. Thank you very much for sticking around. Oh, he's ready to go. Ready to go.
And,
Cannot wait for it.
Shout out to Aaron. Great banter with his Thai cosplay. I love it.
Yeah, that was especially for you, Brendan.
I love that. Great banter.
There we go. Speak to you in a second, gents. Right, let's go to Richard, who has very kindly joined us for the second time this evening. To be honest, mate, it's going the way you said it would. What did you think of that?
I don't think they're going to get the goals, though, are they? So, if anything, it's going to be 0-0. It's like everybody said, long ball football, very boring, very tiring to watch. Harrison hasn't done anything apart from that electric burst to the goal, to the 6-yard box in the first couple of minutes. And I think, I think I can see him coming off. Marker's coming on. And if anybody's going to score, it'll probably be him, to try and prove a point. But Curtis has been very quiet. I think he's been very sort of arm throwy around and complaining to the ref all the time. And, I highlighted it at the weekend as well. He's certainly one that likes to take a tumble on the floor. But no, so we're not playing well, are we, at all? You know what I mean? So it's...
You mentioned that Curtis is quiet. I know Andrew's he's not going to hate me for saying it because it's true, but Andy Cannon has been equally as quiet as Ronan Curtis tonight. I haven't seen him on.
Yeah, because it was mentioned about Curtis going on to the left. Maybe Cannon come off and Byers come on to maybe to slot into that role, play full centre mid and see if we get anything from there, with Curtis and maybe Brown on the overlap. On the down the left hand side. I think Brown's been right actually. Since he's come on.
Yeah. What would you think of bringing on Marcus to play with Harrison for the next 45 minutes, and maybe leave Curtis in there, perhaps take off Harvey. Maybe just Harvey's done all right, I think, tonight, but he's in my view he's a very inexperienced young man, isn't he? At this level, it's not the Premiership prima donna stuff that you probably expected against these centre halves at the size they are. Maybe we need to push up. We need to attack. We need to put two strikers on the pitch that can actually bang them in and get the ball to one of them. That's the key for me.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an option, and I did notice as well through the half. How Pompey dropping back a lot further. Towards their own goal. Allowing them to come onto them. So I don't know. I think if it's gonna be won, it's gonna be won by one goal. But at the moment, I don't see it being coming our way unless things drastically change.
Yeah, I think we've all said how dull it's been, and it's been like that for 4 games now. And I said to Tom this morning when I left the office at 6:30 this morning, I said to Tom, he said, "Great, good game tonight." I said, "Yeah, unfortunately, mate, I can't be excited about looking forward to it." And it's sad to say that, isn't it? Very sad to say. It is true. You don't look forward to watching it. We do. And unfortunately, I think we've got Saturday, Tuesday every week. The good news is it comes around quite quickly, and you can just sort of get your recovery, and then all of a sudden you go, "Oh, am I sure?" Again, isn't it? It's not. We should be saying at this time of the season, "Look at us, top of the league, banging them in, scoring like no one's business, and playing great football that we want to watch."
But the thing is, we've missed that opportunity. We've missed that opportunity, though, haven't we? That's the thing. We've had ample opportunity that games before we've missed it. We can't beat Plymouth. We have a very lackluster win
as well as other results going our way as well, Richard, in terms of that opportunity.
We should be flying, but we'll see what the second half brings, and hopefully at full time we're all positive and we've got 3 points.
Are you a golf fan, Richard?
I'm not, mate. No, I'm afraid not.
Okay. Well, in that case, there's been a bit of news about Tiger Woods, but I won't bother explaining it to you. He's in hospital receiving a bit of surgery after a bit of a crash. Multiple leg injuries is the report coming out of that one. So all our best wishes to Tiger Woods, probably the best man to ever grace the golf field. But there we go. The game is now back underway, Richard. We will chat to you after the game where hopefully, I know I say this every time, and there was a point where I could say it with a bit of confidence, but those times are gone. Hopefully we'll be discussing 3 points gained on the board for Pompey, but we'll speak to you very shortly.
That's it. Yep. Catch you in a bit. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate. Right, there you go. There is the comprehensive half-time chat with our guests, which is always very entertaining. It's really good to see kind of different perspectives and viewpoints, and everyone says something different, and you get a complete conclusive.
Say something different, Tom, but we're all saying the same.
Well, you say it differently. Well, there's different matter of opinion, isn't there? But people are all thinking the same thing. It's a really good way to gauge how Pompey fans are feeling. And Sean Meads was going to join us, but he's got more technical issues than we have, so hopefully that'll all be sorted for half-time, and Andrew and the legend Sean Meads can be reunited, as Rasmus Nikolaisen has headed the ball for Pompey, and that's all the way back to Mark Sykes, who is for some reason he's all the way back there, but he should probably be in a more attacking position for Oxford United. Pompey playing now from left to right in this second half, as Tom Naylor's gifted it back to the Oxford United number 11 Sam Winnell, and luckily he took the shot from about 25 yards out. And that one won't trouble Craig McGilvery in any way, shape or form. Welcome back to the stream to Drew. Anthony Martin is a proud member of the Fournilwrittenalloverit family, as we all are. And thank you very much indeed to everyone who's sticking with us and is joining us for the second half in this one, as Craig McGilvery fires the subsequent goal kick in the direction of Ronan Curtis, who puts his hand up in gratitude for that one. And as he will come and take he won't take the corner. It will be Callum Johnson who puts the ball in, and that was in the direction of Harvey White, who's opened his account for Pompey. What a way to score it as well. That is a superb header.
I said keep him on the
from Harvey White. Boom!
That'll do.
Adam Poirier, you legend. Keep him on the pitch. Andrew wasn't quite singing his praises, but that is 1-0 to Pompey. And what a time to score it as well, just after
great ball.
The second half whistle went. Oh, that is an unbelievable header.
He just dived in between the two central defenders and they left it.
Yeah. Wow. Harvey White with his first goal in a blue shirt. And that
is championship winning material.
It is. That was excellent, wasn't it? Hold the front page, hold the back page. Pompey are 1-0 up at the Kassam. And I'm going to go early. And I'm going to touch wood when I say this, but could automatic promotion still be on?
My word, you've changed your God, Jesus.
Football's for fickle fans like me.
Yeah, and me too.
And you.
I've just said Harvey White, how brilliant he's been tonight.
What a legend. And what a way to do it.
He's more of a legend now than
Sean Meads.
Yeah, than Sean Meads.
Crikey, and that's quite legendary status, as Ronan Curtis is chasing the ball down to get the second on the cards for Pompey. But that was superb. It all stemmed from it was stemmed from a Craig McGilvery goal kick that ended up being a Callum Johnson throw-in after. Oh dear, Callum Johnson's kicked one, and it's fluffed his lines completely. And there we go. Wow. If you're just joining us, ladies and gents, Pompey are a goal to the good in the opening stages of this first half. Let's capitalise on it.
I think Adam Poirier's popped off to get his jammies.
No, he hasn't. He's popped off to get his jammy Dodgers, but he did say it. He predicted it, and he is a visionary man, that boy.
He has got a lot of looking into the crystal ball, that boy.
He has, absolutely. Here we go then with Robert Atkinson for Oxford United. They are looking to get one back. It is the first Pompey goal, but also the first professional goal for Harvey White. So that is a big moment for the 19-year-old, and I'm so glad it's come at a time that Pompey probably needed it at this moment in time, as Oxford United have got a bit of possession, courtesy of Olamide Shodipo, and he's been muscled out of that one by Tom Naylor, and he will concede. He will concede a goal kick. What am I talking about? A set piece on the edge of the penalty. My word, it's all going down the pan. The Pompey penalty area. Good evening to Richard Newman. Nice to see the scoreboard looking good. Richard, it's a great time to join us, mate. Welcome along. Hope you're doing really well tonight. Using that word too loosely, Tom, legendary status is being granted to probably a few too many people, Sean, but you can keep it, mate. He says he missed the goal. Well, you'll definitely want to be watching that one back. The legend, Sean Meads.
Oh, well, he shouldn't have. He went out to get his jammy Dodgers.
Probably went to go and get his jammy Dodgers, absolutely. But there is the subsequent strike on goal for Oxford United. It will go down as a shot on target, but it was comfortable for Mr. Craig McGilvery to go and grab a Nick Quinn. He's a member and he's not a moderator. So, Nick, if you make another comment, mate, you will have the moderator symbol next to your name. A very good evening and a very warm welcome along to the stream. I hope you are well. We are doing all right. Accrington Stanley have received a red card in their game against Crewe Alexandra, which is not the most exciting news.
Watch Harrison then. He's following Ronan, following him along. He's got to make the move wide for mate. It's just, think about it. Lazy, innit?
Yeah, it is. But what have you made to the opening part of the second half, Andrew? Let us know. Let the people know.
Great strike, Tom. I think if we get another one now, that should help us feel a little bit more comfortable about the night.
Should, absolutely. As the corner goes in, it can't quite beat the first man.
But Andy Cannon's there to recover it.
He is, and that will be a throw in that Andy Cannon, as Andrew said, will take.
No, he won't. You'll leave it.
You'll leave it. You're going to have to hold it for a second while I just update something. Thank you for commentating on the stream.
It's all right, mate. Oh, Ronan let one roll past him. Then he was about to volley it, and it just bounced just that little bit too high for him. But I could see what he was trying to do.
Absolutely. Well, Pompey are a goal to the good.
There you go, Harrison. Man on.
Talk
to him.
Just been, it doesn't matter too much because he's
fouled. He's been fouled.
Well, he's been fouled, but that's besides the point, isn't it?
He should be awake to the guy coming in his back door.
Nick said he wasn't confident going into today, but if we get a second, that will be good. Absolutely. And Ipswich is still 1-0 up, which is good news. And I'd be interested to see where Pompey rank in the League One table right now. Well, it is all very pretentious as the games haven't finished elsewhere.
Wax is right left-foot wing swinger here.
Yep, it's a Harvey White left-footed in-swinger. Sean Raggett rose the highest, but it was Elliot Moore to get that one away. The ball is out with Andy Cannon.
Raggett rose like a salmon.
Pompey fourth.
Oh, great ball to Andy Cannon.
Andy Cannon is driving into the box, and that one will be deflected off the legs of Sam Long. And Camden has come back and regained the ball. He's started much brighter in this second half.
Better. You're right. Yes.
Marcus Harness, he can't get his ball. Fluffed his lines.
Terrible from Brown.
I was looking for, and Lee Brown has not done well there at all. Pompey, I'll just update you. They are now fourth, 2 points behind.
Not they.
Sorry, we are now fourth. Hull City.
Come on, ref. He's got to have a yellow for that. He's tugged him down.
Have played 2 more games than us and are only 2 points ahead. So looking good. Pompey with the ability to encroach on that third place position. And Lincoln City and Peterborough United have now taken top spot in the league right now. They are on equal points with Lincoln City. 56 each. Pompey 5 points off the top.
Are they winning then, Peterborough? At Plymouth.
No, they aren't at the minute, but because Lincoln are losing, I think that's the reason why Peterborough
they've got a point so far
in their position, because they have got to put that is as it stands as a table. Olamide Shodipo is right down by the dead ball line, and Curtis can't quite stick his leg out far enough in order to win the ball back, but Andy Cannon can.
Andy Cannon
can. And Wigan Athletic have opened their account for the evening. It is Tendaye Darikwa for
British name
for Wigan. You can't stop saying things like that live on the stream. Bristol Rovers are 1-0 down now. 50 minutes has been played. Good evening to Matthew. He's a Blackpool fan. Will be coming to Bloomfield Road next season. Love the channel. Keep up the hard work. Appreciate it, Matthew. I recognise your name from quite a few years ago. So thank you for sticking with us. And hopefully you are still subscribed to the channel. If you're not, resubscribe. Get us heading up towards that 7K mark. That'd be much appreciated as this game heads towards the 55-minute mark, as Rasmus Nikolaisen has done superbly well to muscle the ball off the Oxford United attacker. It's a brilliant ball. Ronan Curtis is pretty much one-on-one. He's only got the keeper to beat. Ellis Harrison arriving. Ball in the box, takes a shot, and that one is blocked by Ellis Harrison.
He's a one-trick pony for me, Tom Harrison.
How things can change from the legend Sean Meads. Kenny's master plan. Absolutely. Here is Olamide Shodipo.
You've been eating too many jammy dodgers, mate.
He has, and it's a foul. It won't be be careful, Harness, because he could go down in the box there. That better not be
a sack of diarrhea.
Better not be a penalty from the referee. I was concerned there. Lincoln City are now on level terms. They will be back top of the league. They are drawing 2-2 with Swindon Town at home, and that one, the pending cross.
Don't worry, we've got Pittman on our side. He'll bang another one for Swindon.
Let's hope so. That would be absolutely wonderful. He can do
legend
if
Pittman,
he can do so. The legend Brett Pittman.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. Referee receiving something off the fourth official, perhaps a spare battery for his microphone. And it is now 4-1 for Shrewsbury Town. Here is the comment that we've all been waiting for from Mr. Sean Hamilton. He said, White did awesome. Why weren't Curtis and Harrison challenging in there at the same time? Shame they didn't have the same appetite as young Harvey. Was right. Full-time prediction still struggling to get too positive. Andrew, I'll throw that one to you. Full-time prediction, I reckon we will come out with all 3 points, Sean. I don't know what the score will be, but cannon on the strike, and Jack Stevens got down low to save that one.
Great football from Harness there, by the way.
Brilliant. And things are not getting too positive because things haven't been great in the last couple of weeks, but it is a reason.
Better start to the second half.
It's reason to be positive nonetheless. It was Sean Goss who got that one for Shrewsbury Town. Morgan Rogers on the score sheet for Lincoln City.
To be honest, Tom, please don't take this the wrong way, but Oxford don't look a very good outfit.
No, they don't.
They've looked better in previous years, I think. Haven't they?
Yeah, they've looked a lot stronger, especially in the playoff game. They looked a lot stronger, didn't they?
Mm.
So we're approaching the hour mark now, ladies and gents. Luke P loves your honesty. He is a very honest man, and he says what he thinks. Sometimes that goes against us, but anyway, it is now Burton Albion are 2-1 up against Charlton Athletic. It is Charlton Athletic 1, Burton Albion 2, courtesy of Danny Rowe, who's got the goal on 53 minutes there for the visitors in that one.
Imagine that if that was actually a game where fans went, you'd have about 12 Burton fans there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you wouldn't have very many at the Valley, would you, this evening? You'd have a lot of Pompey fans at the Kassam tonight, including ourselves. Olamide Shodipo is encroaching on the Oxford United, on the Pompey penalty area for Oxford United, and that one has left play. Throw in taken quickly by Ronan Curtis. Perhaps he should have waited a little bit.
No, I think he did the right thing. It's just Harrison is just lightweight, isn't he, at the present time? He's just
Ronan Curtis rolling around, holding his back.
Because he ain't got the quality, Tom, I don't think.
Now, Maisie would like to know how your tongue's doing.
Maisie, well, it's a little bit better. I can't talk that well because it's...
That's all right. I'll do the majority of the talking.
It's sore, but it stopped bleeding.
Excellent.
So thanks to whoever it was, I think it was Jamie, somebody, that said, put a cold towel, flannel on it.
Yeah, it's a flannel.
Perfect. My mouth tastes like, because that's just come out of the wash machine.
Right.
It tastes like fairy liquid, washing liquid.
Right, you've been drinking too much fairy liquid to know what that tastes like. The goal was absolutely unbelievable, Billy. If you're just joining us, this is a Fournilwrittenalloverit live stream.
There is the playback.
And we've just been treated to the an iconic moment, Jamal Rowe. Yeah, I think that might have been us misspeaking once or twice in the past. There is James Corden, aka Carl Robinson, on the touchline, having a chat with his colleagues. I believe Ronan Curtis has received the treatment.
Oh,
Joe Gallen's actually, he's chatting to Ryan Williams. Whether he'll be coming on or not is another story. Sunderland have taken the lead against Fleetwood Town. Again, if fans were there, I wouldn't have thought there'd be very many Fleetwood Town fans in attendance at the Stadium of Light this evening. It's a long old trip on it's not that long actually, is it? Fleetwood to
it's interesting. I follow say do not show this in commercial premises.
Mm.
So how are we going to do that? No one's allowed in commercial premises.
Well, this is true, isn't it?
What a comment.
It's a strange one. I assume that kind of dates back to when iFollow was only non-domestic viewing for people in America, around the world, wherever you join us from. Carl Robinson does look a bit like a chunky Keir Starmer. Absolutely, Nick Quinn. I agree with that one. Haircut and all. It's Aidan O'Brien who got the goal for Sunderland at the Stadium of Light this evening. If you're just joining us, ladies and gents, very warm welcome along to the stream. I hope you're doing really well. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. Drop us a like as well. That'd be much appreciated as we tick over into the hour mark here at the Kassam. And Pompey looking to double their lead as soon as they possibly can, just provide a little bit of a cushion for themselves. Lee Brown. Sounds like one of those games, Andrew, that won't be settled by just the goal. Hopefully, we won't be eating our words, and Pompey can try and muscle in on another goal just to provide, as I say, that extra little bit of a cushion at this moment in time, as we would all be doing really well with that. And I'm sure that's something that we would welcome with open arms as the hour mark has now passed us. Right, it is a free kick bang on the halfway line that Lee Brown will take. He's the last man behind the ball. The snow stopped when Pompey scored. Whether that is a sign of things to come, William, I do not know. As it's a floater, as it so often is, from Lee Brown into the edge of the Oxford United penalty area. The ball is out with Tom Naylor, the captain. Now finds Callum Johnson on this near side. He's got Marcus Harness as an option to the left. Takes it. Almost a lovely triangle played by Ronan Curtis to Marcus Harness, but it wasn't to be. And Oxford United regain their possession.
Why didn't Harness make the move? That's what I don't understand.
And Sean has sadly pointed out the fact that we are overdue a Ragged Clanger pretty soon. Hopefully, hopefully that...
Yeah, because we are 61 minutes in.
Yeah, hopefully that won't be happening anytime soon.
Well, he's not getting a chance to at the present time.
Luckily, we have all the ball at the right end of the pitch. Whether things stay that way or not, we do not know. As we speak, Oxford United have the ball through James Henry, who has 4 goals to his name so far this season, puts a ball in, but it's not good enough. And Andy Cannon will get that one away nice and easily.
To be fair to Harrison, did well there.
He did indeed, and Lee Brown will give chase to this one. You know what he's doing all the way up there.
Well, I wondered why he was up there and Harrison was right back.
He thought about chasing the keeper Jack Stevens down there, Lee Brown, but he opted against it, and is now.
He thought I'm going to be out of breath.
He's now returning to his tried and tested left back position. Good evening to Ollie Ward. He's joined the stream up the Pompey. Thank you for your win this evening, Ollie. Ollie's a Leeds fan, by the way. So
yeah, great result.
Brilliant
Ollie.
result.
Well done, mate. Good result for us. That cheers us up.
It does.
Because now you winning 3-0 and us winning 1-0. That's 4-0.
It's 4-0 written all over it.
That's how we commute it.
Can confirm that Marcus Harness has come off on 62.5 minutes. He's not happy about it, but it's probably the right decision. And it's a like-for-like swap. Ryan Williams coming on. Charlie Daniels is probably I quite like to see that, actually. Charlie Daniels just giving Callum Johnson a nudge while the substitution takes place, maybe using his wisdom to perhaps give him a couple of pointers as we head into the last less than half an hour or so now. And Ryan Williams almost with his first opportunity to get a couple of touches on the ball.
Had a bit more of a quality pass from Harrison. We would have got somewhere then.
Ollie said, glad we've done our little bit to help. You have indeed, mate. You're helping the cause, supporting the cause for the Pompey boys. Anything we can, we love a bit of Leeds, don't we? Great football.
No, I don't love Leeds at all.
No,
Tom.
but
I
you
love
agree,
Pompey, but
agree that they're a fantastic club, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they're a great club. Historically great club, mate. I'm sure Meads the legend will remember Peter Lorimer, people like that.
I don't know if Ollie might remember.
Who?
Ollie, a Leeds fan, might remember that
he's
name.
Too young for that, but he might know if his dad's told him. Peter Lorimer. Who else was there? Crikey, lots of fantastic players. Jack Charlton.
Absolutely. Callum Johnson. I know the name Jack Charlton.
In those days, Peter Lorimer had
is that a corner
shot
ball referee?
In the league in those days. I think it was something like 102 miles an hour or something.
Oh, right.
I'm talking about the 70s, Tom.
2 double changes. Oh, right. That's quite a while ago then. Quite a while ago. A couple of changes being made for the home side. It's Mark Sykes is coming off and Alex Gorin will be coming on. 65 minutes has been played. Oxford United making some changes, looking to perhaps encroach and work their way back into this one. Hopefully, Pompey will be able to stop them from doing so. As Elliot Lee has made way as well. He's had one goal so far this season. That will be an Oxford United free kick, handball, says referee. Ollie said, my dad tells me about them. Jack Charlton, Billy Bremner.
Billy Bremner, yeah.
Big name. Norman Hunter, says Anthony Martin.
Hunter, another great player. Goalkeeper. I'm trying to think of the goalkeeper. It wasn't Alex Stepney.
Meslier.
No, not now.
Oh, sorry.
It wasn't Alex Stepney, but it was someone like that.
Let us know.
Leeds United goalkeeper in those days. They did have an Italian guy at one point, but
Norman Bites Your Legs Hunter.
Yeah, that's it. Norman Bites Your Legs Hunter.
What a legend. Charlie, you are a member of the channel, but you're not a moderator. You are now. So the next comment you make, Charlie, will have a nice little spanner next to it. You join the team. Gary Sprake. Andrew?
Gary Sprake.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No, that was later.
Later on. Chris said Gary Sprake as well, joining us all the way from Barbados this evening. Welcome along. This has turned into a bit of Leeds United heritage as Tom Naylor is trying to muscle away through. Andy Cannon, brilliant on the ball as ever. Callum Johnson now with
a bit of possession for Pompey, breaking his way into the penalty area, edge of the box. Ryan Williams did go a little bit too early. He's trying to make that yard of space for him in order to get a shot away, and he does. And it's 66 minutes has now been played here at the Kassam Stadium. A very warm welcome along to everyone who joins the stream with us tonight. Hope you're doing really well. Lee Brown is actually using a little bit of the pace that he has in order to prevent the corner ball. Actually, Lee Brown's done really well there. So thank you. Well, I was about to say to thank you for Lee Brown, but there's no chance he'll be watching this particular point of the stream because he'll be on the pitch. But there we are. 66.5 minutes. Nick Quinn would like to know if we have been to Ellen Road, Andrew.
Yes, a long time ago when I was a boy.
Right, crikey, that was quite a while ago then. Was it Division 1 days, perhaps? Or
it was, yeah. It was. We were in Division 2, I think, at that time when Leeds were as well.
There we go. If that's wrong, I do apologise. Michael Pye, Terry Cooper, Eddie Gray, Alan Smith, Mick Jones.
Yeah. That's it. That's the sort of stuff we're talking about.
There we go. And tell us some.
But Leeds didn't need them tonight to win 3-0.
No, they didn't. It was Patrick Bamford, Rafinha, and
great night for English football.
Great night for football. Secured the points for Leeds United. It's great to see. It was Stuart Dallas who was on the score sheet for them as well. Anyway, back to the action at the Kassam Stadium. That'll be a foul. Referee Graham Salisbury blows up for that one in favour of Harvey White, who has by far had his best game in a Pompey shirt that he's played since he joined us not too long ago, back in January. Good to see. Ronan Curtis now on the far left-hand side, looking to work his way into the box. There's not an awful lot on for him, and apart from Ellis Harrison, who stood there waiting for the chance, and it's Curtis has actually done really well to take it past Olamide Shodipo. Still struggling to say that one. Ronan Curtis now, again, he's protesting his innocence. The referee's blown up for a free kick anyway in favour of the home side. That is just outside their own penalty area though, so not too many areas there for Pompey. Brian said it's good atmosphere at Ellen Road, nearly as good at Fratton Park. Completely agree with that one. Thank you for that, Ollie. Hopefully we do and get a couple more goals on the board would be absolutely wonderful, wouldn't it? Here is that.
We haven't beaten Leeds.
Giving it away in the box to Oxford United. Luckily, that one's going to hopefully be away, but it's not. Olamide Shodipo.
Get rid.
Still alive. Ryan Williams.
Get rid of it, man.
Dodgy clearance. Ronan Curtis back there on defensive duties. Falls over, and that one will be an Oxford United throw-in. Back to Shodipo. Bit of pressure mounting from the home side for Pompey now as he puts his ball in, and that one will be...
That was the Raggett.
That was Raggett, and it's on the half volley for... I think it's Gorin who's recently come on there, and that one was called offside.
That was Salmon the Ragworm.
Nice and early doors.
So it was Salmon the Ragworm then.
It was.
Yeah.
It was indeed.
Incidentally, we haven't beaten Leeds United since 2007, and we beat them 3-0 at Fratton Park in August 2007.
Excellent.
Back in the day. That was in the League Cup.
When was the last time we played them?
Last time we played them in the league was February 2012. It was 0-0.
God. Back in the day.
9 years ago.
First time. Hello guys, play at Pompey. Hello mate, how are you? Welcome along to the stream. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. We've got a Pompey stream for you every single match day, all the way up to the start of May. Unfortunately, we won't be there to see it because the restrictions are only being lifted probably for the playoffs. So whether we're in those or not, we might be able to go and see them. But we'll keep you across all the action. We've got a welcome to Fratton Park for Sunderland, the team from the northeast. The Beasts from the north, well, not quite beasts so far this season in League One, but they are from the northeast nonetheless. They will be making the long trip down in 2 Tuesdays' time. We've also got Ipswich Town at home to bring you, as well as a trip to London Road to play Peterborough United, all in the next couple of weeks or so, at least the next month or so. Make sure you stick around for that.
Tom, the first 10 games that we played Leeds United ever, The first one was 1923, and for the first 10 games, we didn't win any of them.
Well, there we go. That's
until 1932.
That mirrors the form that Pompey have had at the Kassam Stadium. We've only won one of the last 17 games here, and it's looking like it's going to be 2-18 for Pompey, which is still not the best record to have, but it's another point on the board nonetheless. 71 minutes has been played now. We are heading towards the last couple of minutes.
Last couple of minutes, 20 minutes.
Well, I want it to go a bit quicker than that. I'd love it to go a little bit quicker than that.
Not when we're giving it away like that.
We have given it away in a dangerous position for Shodipo to capitalise on. We'll be looking for his 9th goal of the season so far for Oxford United in the league. Sorry.
Callum Johnson's having a right old go at the ref. He's going to get a yellow if he's not careful.
Pompey are the ones in the lead right now. Oh, throw in. Foul throw, apparently. There we go. Pompey throw. Lovely. We'll take that. How can you do a foul throw in League One? I suppose it happens in the Premier League, doesn't it?
He tried to take it too quickly, didn't
he? He did indeed. Bristol Rovers have equalised against Wigan Athletic. Their game at home to them. The goal coming on 69 minutes for Luke McCormick. Is Callum Johnson to take? Derek, like your real live stream, blood and all. Keep it up. Thank you, Derek. If you're new around here, mate, subscribe. Hope you're doing really well. Mickey, is Andrew's blood blue or red? I can confirm it is very much royal blue, William. And it has been for a long old time now.
Well, all my lifetime.
All your life.
Which is a long old time.
Well, no, it's not at all. You're old in wisdom, but youthful in stature, my friend.
I got where you're coming from, Tom.
Anyway, here come Oxford United now. Again, very easy to break through Pompey defensive lines, but Harvey White had something to say about that one.
He did well, the boy.
Did do very well. As play completely switches courtesy of Andy Cannon, who threads a ball a little bit too much on it. Did he? No, there's no chance that'll be a penalty.
He's looking for it,
he was. The keeper got to the ball much earlier than Ellis Harrison did.
Tom might catch a bus much earlier than Ellis Harrison, mate.
Are we gonna
seriously? He couldn't run a bath.
Are we gonna be treated to a joke at some point this evening? Have you got any in mind?
Yeah, I've got one if anyone's interested. Oh no, that was nearly a joke. That was nearly a joke. I tell you what, the ref lets it all go, doesn't he?
He does. I'm liking the. Well, I just hope he just doesn't give a penalty in the last couple of moments. He's laughing at. Oh, substitution. Marquis will be coming on, ladies and gents. John Marquis is making his way onto the field. We all said he would, and he is doing so. Hello to Liz and Steve. Welcome on to the stream. We are now on your TV on the big screen. 4-0 written all over it on the big screen downstairs.
Chance for substitution. Just visit the little boys' room.
Go for it.
It's only a number one.
Go for it. I'll keep you updated. Second substitution of the evening sees Ronan Curtis making way for Johnny Marquis, and I believe it will be Henry who's coming off. It is James Henry, and it is Matty Taylor coming on. And Peterborough United have taken the lead against Plymouth Argyle. I think they'll be still chasing the pack in terms of Lincoln City if they're. Actually, no, I may be wrong. I don't know where that puts Peterborough United in the table. They may be top. They may not be. I'm sure we'll be able to find out in due course. Back here at the Kassam, there's a long ball that's headed up towards Lee Brown. The referee's going to let play carry on, actually. Oh, no, he's not. He has blown up for it. And we are definitely doing better, as Nick has quite rightly said, than our last visit. Yeah, that all ended in tears, didn't it? So there we go. And Drew has confirmed for me that they are top. Thank you very much indeed for that, mate. And let's see if they will be come the end of this evening. 75 minutes has been played. We are now heading towards the last 15 minutes here at the Kassam Stadium. It's Sammy Schmodix who's got the goal for Peterborough United in their game away at Home Park to playing Plymouth Argyle. Ryan Williams with a touch on the ball, but it wasn't quite to be. It wasn't a brilliant first touch. Aaron's predicting Marquis to get 2 goals. He's I was about to say wise old man. You're not very old, are you, Aaron? He's a wise man nonetheless. And hopefully Marquis will be on the score sheet for us this evening. You all right, mate? Welcome back. How's the tongue?
Not so bad now.
Wonderful.
Stop bleeding.
That did the treat. Sean Raggett's pile-driven one over to the Ellis Harrison was a tad offside there. Referee will blow up for. That one to go. Will go to Oxford United's favour. As I say, we are now in the 76th minute now. It is still Oxford United 0, Pompey 1. A very warm welcome along to you all to the stream. If you haven't yet subscribed to us, make sure you do, boys and girls. We are encroaching very quickly. You're sticking your tongue out and taking a picture of it to see if it's still bleeding. I can confirm to you it's not, mate. Don't worry. You're fine. Oh, we're taking a picture of it. Here we go then. Oxford United with the throw-in on this near touchline. Ryan Williams managed to get himself in the way of it, and Pompey will perhaps get a little bit of the possession. Yes, they will. And Ryan Williams is quick. Will he get there first? No, he won't. And that will be cut out by Oxford United. Robert Atkinson doing on defensive duties there. Mickey, thank you very much indeed for that, man. Glad you're enjoying the commentary. Any ideas for when you reach 7K, boys and girls? Get us there quickly, and it will we'll be able to get those ideas out to you. Yeah, we've got plenty to come. 7K would equal 7 days. I was thinking about maybe a giveaway or something, perhaps. Oh, Harvey White with a chance, and the shot is behind. Andrew's taken another picture of his tongue. And here we go. John Marquis with his first opportunity. Strike on goal. Spilled initially by Jack Stevenson, but he manages to come and claim the spilled ball. I was thinking 7K, 7 days. We could do like a whole week's worth of Fournilwrittenalloverit content. Perhaps we'll be out of lockdown by then. I'm not sure. So we might be able to get something organised for you. But get us ever closer to 7,000 subscribers, boys and girls, and we will get that on the cards.
Yeah, if you've got any mates that would like to join you, send them a direct message and tell them to join. Let's get the game on.
Thanks for that.
Let's get the game on for the rest of the season, because we've got 18 games to go, and we can't see each other, obviously, and we can't get to Fratton Park, so this is the best you're going to get, guys.
Well, we'll keep bringing it to you, won't we?
But what we promise is we'll all get together behind the Fratton end, first game of the season, and shake hands and...
Absolutely. Here comes a delivery. Oh my word, it's a good one as well. There's some Hovis biscuits that are on their way to us. Been delivered to the Fournilwrittenalloverit studio. 78 minutes has been played now. Josh Ruffles. Ryan Williams doing his best to win the ball back. And John Marquis as he's not done well, has he, John Marquis? Everyone share your video on the socials. Ladies and gents, if anyone wants to give us a little shout out on their Instagram story or anything like that, tell your mates all about us. Get them to subscribe to Fournilwrittenalloverit. If they're a Pompey fan, I'm sure they'll enjoy the content. I've got a little sneak preview for you. We have got some exciting stuff coming up alongside Portsmouth Football Club in the next couple of weeks. If you're in the last stream, Andrew spoiled it for you. Do you mind if I have one of those biscuits? Is that all right? Hovis, very good. Lovely. Get it. Crew have doubled their lead against Crew Alexandria. Get us up towards 7K tonight, boys and girls, and we'll get ever closer to that 7K subscriber special. Also, as Andrew quite rightly said, if you've got mates who are Pompey fans, get them in on the stream. Get them in on the action. I'm sure they'll enjoy themselves. They're good, aren't they? Nearly 10 minutes to go now, ladies and gents. We are almost there now in this one, and you would like to see probably a second Pompey goal tonight, Andrew, wouldn't you? Just to cement things a little bit in terms of the 3 points gained.
Oh, great footwork
from Callum Johnson as the in-swinger goes in from Ryan Williams, and that one's away as far as Andy Cannon will take it almost on the bicycle kick, and that one will be a Oxford United throw in. Let's talk for a bit. Or not. Nick Quinn said Nick, there's some brilliant ones on the channel. I'm not saying that because we made them, but they were brilliant days, especially that one at Wembley. We documented the South Coast Derby, lots of playoff games against Sunderland.
It goes back 8 years now, doesn't it?
Oh, well, not 8 years. It was 2015, wasn't it? So 6 years.
6 is it? Right.
Well, we were. I'll tell you a little secret.
No,
that's the.
It's not.
It's a highlights, man. Andrew got excited by follow there.
I was in the loo, wasn't I?
Good evening to Jesus Manuel Opreza. Welcome along on Facebook, mate. Greeting from Mexico. He's an Oxford fan. Crikey, there we go. The Exeter semi-final videos. Yeah, I liked making that one.
Do you know what, mate? If I was an Oxford fan, I'd exile to Mexico as well.
That's not very nice, is it?
Just a joke. Just a joke.
My apologies to anyone who's offended by that comment from Andrew, if you're an Oxford United fan. There we go. 81 minutes on the clock now. Can Pompey get that second just to cement things, Andrew? No? I was about to take a bite then, but I won't do, just because Charlie would like to know, are your specs made by Oakley?
Yeah.
They are. There you go. There's that question answered for you. Sunderland have doubled their lead against Fleetwood Town. It is now 2-0 to the Mackhams at the Stadium of Light. And ladies and gents, we are 3 subscribers away from hitting 6.7k. So go and get a mate, get them to subscribe to the channel, and let's hit it tonight. And let's get the 3 points. As Andrew said earlier on, so many games to come for you. Sunderland is just 2 weeks from today's date. We will be live from 6:30, so a whole hour and a quarter of build-up before kickoff. Assuming I can get them booked in, all the guests that you've seen this evening on the channel, alongside Alexander the Negative and Ollie. We're expecting to have Sam on co-commentary for that one as well. So that will be a stream to watch. We'll also relive the playoff games that we've played against Sunderland, also our trip to the Stadium of Light. Plus, we will be looking back at the Wembley EFL Trophy final of 2019.
Absolutely massive. Then.
Tom Naylor's one of our best players. What was he doing there? Describe it to the viewers.
Tom.
All right.
He lost the ball. 2 of their players were on him, but he won it back again and he fought for it and was strong and skillful, to be fair.
Excellent.
He likes Jammy Dodgers.
He does. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he's a massive Jammy Dodger fan.
So everyone must remember on Saturday, bring your Dodgers.
You said tonight to bring the Dodgers.
No, Tom, because I couldn't because of the jam. So we got over. We'll be eating them when my tongue's better. We'll be eating the Dodgers.
Oh, he's blamed an injury.
Not blaming anything.
Blamed an injury. Disgraceful. Ricardo is another member of the Pompey family that joins us from Mexico. It's a shot outside the box that's been easy to come and gather.
Your mate round the corner's an Oxford fan, buddy, in Mexico.
Nick Quinn would like to know how the biscuits are. Not as good as those cherry liqueurs a couple of years back. Oh, my word.
Absolutely disgusting, weren't
Nick, how on earth?
We took them to Fratton Park and gave them to my cousins.
Nick, you've been around for a long time. Those cherry liqueurs were horrendous. Bayern Munich are 3-0 up against Lazio in the Champions League this evening as Andy Cannon.
Somebody bought us some chocolate liqueurs for Christmas, didn't they? A family member.
No, you went and bought them from M&S.
No, it was a family member.
Who was it? Was it your mum?
No, it wasn't my mum. It was a family member bought them for Christmas. They probably got them given to them 20 years ago. And
was it Kate and Sophie that might have got them for us?
I can't remember, but they were
might
absolutely disgusting. They weren't even Lidl quality. They were terrible, weren't they? So we had a couple, nearly threw up. And we took them to Fratton Park the following
gave them to everyone who sits around us.
My cousins, our cousins, and my friends and your friends that all sit around us and have done for 20 years. We handed them all out and said, anyone that can face this on Boxing Day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And remember Gig?
Yeah,
Gig.
absolutely.
He loved them, didn't he? No,
well, he loved them. Yeah. Cliff didn't like him.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the action. We've got 5 minutes left in this one, ladies and gents. Very good evening to you all and a very warm welcome along to Fournilwrittenalloverit. Go and get a friend to subscribe to the channel. Get us to 6.7k tonight. That would be huge. 85 minutes on the clock. And Pompey looking for that second. Whether it will be required or not tonight is the next question. Andrew, I don't know if I would quite like, and I've said it quite a lot in the last 10 minutes or so.
I think, to be fair, the second half we controlled the game quite well. They don't look very good, luckily, do they?
Yeah. So there we go. They don't look very good. Joe's parents are fans of the channel, so hello to
subscribe
to Liz and Stick. Well, I think they're all watching it as a communal family.
Well,
but
they can still subscribe.
If they've got YouTube accounts, Joe, you know what to do, mate. Or get them set up. I'm sure you know how to do it. It's very simple. Ellis Harrison has been retrieved from the action. It will be Geordie Hawula for the second game in a row, who will be popped onto the pitch. It's a little bit later than he was the other day on Saturday. It's Ellis Harrison who's coming off, and it will be a pretty much like substitution. Shakes hands with Andy Cannon. A bit of a hug going on there between the two.
Waste a bit of time.
Just to waste a little bit of time, absolutely. And on comes Geordie Hawula. And he is freed. Callum Johnson taking the throw in for Pompey now. It's towards the head of John Marquis, and it will be another Pompey throw in on this near side. Sorry, throwing for the boys who have put in an excellent shift this evening, haven't they, mate? And I would just like to see that second one go in. Would be absolutely wonderful.
We needed this result tonight, Tom. If we go on to win this game, we needed this so badly because everyone was getting depressed about it.
It was a bit of a lull, wasn't it?
And it's a bit of a lull. And hopefully now we can take a little bit of confidence into the next game on Saturday against
Gillingham. And Geordie Hawula was caught offside there.
Who've won tonight, by the way? I think Gillingham. No, losing at Wimbledon, aren't they?
No, I don't know who they're playing.
They're losing at Wimbledon, I think.
Let's have a quick look, because that might have changed since the last time you checked. I will find out very shortly for you. They are indeed. Oh, well done. Full time. AFC Wimbledon 1, Gillingham 0. Not just a. I was about to say not just a pretty face, but you know what you're talking about as well, don't you?
Not just a dodgy tongue.
Not just
what I'm talking about.
Not just a dodgy tongue. 87 minutes we're ticking over into now, ladies and gents. Thank you for sticking with us on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Hopefully, this is the time where Pompey grab another 3 points on the board, puts us in a healthier position than we started off this evening.
What do the other scores look like?
With still 17 games to play. It's Sunderland is still leading 2-0 at the Stadium of Light. 4-2 is the score between Shrewsbury and MK Dons. It is obviously 1-0 to Pompey at the Casam. Northampton, Rochdale is goalless. 2-2 still between Swindon and Lincoln.
Good.
It is still 1-0 Ipswich for their game against Hull City at the KCOM. Crewe Alexandra still lead Accrington Stanley by 2-0. It's Bristol Rovers 1, Wigan 1, and Plymouth Argyle 0. Peterborough United 1. And as we know, Blackpool versus Doncaster Rovers was called off this evening. I'm not quite sure what the reason was. I'm sure someone can tell us in the comments as the ball is flashed across the box from Oxford United, and that was Rasmus Nikolaisen who got across.
If he hadn't got that, Tom, the striker was coming in to score.
Yeah, it was a last ditch effort in terms of defending, wasn't it? For
88 minutes. Don't throw this away.
Aaron has asked, who is your man of the match this evening, Andrew, as we tick over.
McGilvery, if he catches this ball.
Well, absolutely. I would give mine to Harvey White. It is a waterlogged pitch. Thank you very much, 4-0 family, for letting us know that one. Dangerous one from Oxford United. Head in hands moment for Sam Long, I believe it was, who got the
great pressure from Hawula there.
Hawula.
Actually, it wasn't great pressure.
No, it wasn't. He stood and watched it. Anyway, that one's been kept out. 2.5 minutes of normal time, plus whatever's added on at the end of this one. Yeah, I'm going to go for Harvey White for our man of the match this evening, I reckon, Andrew. I think that's pretty much conclusive on that one. Although there's been a lot of decent performances. I think Andy Cannon's had a really good game.
Second half, he's done really, really well.
He's definitely a better second half performance, isn't it? Absolutely.
I think Callum Johnson for me tonight.
Yeah, he's done really well as well. I like that shout. And perhaps Tom Naylor as well won't go down as maybe the man of the match, but has done an awful lot. He's done an awful lot for
the Pompey course.
For the Pompey course, absolutely. Brian has gone for White as his man of the match and is second place on again. Brian, all the way from, I believe it's Rio that you join us from, Brian, this evening.
Please don't get too excited, mate. We're winning 1-0 away at Oxford, but we only got 3 results out of the last 8 games.
We're liking the positivity, so keep it coming.
Positivity, but I don't think at this present time we can put ourselves in there. We need a good win on Saturday, get a bit of momentum, a couple of games, a couple of winning momentum. That's what we need, and the attitude and the confidence back in the side.
Absolutely. 5 more minutes to be added on at the end of this one, I'm hearing, at the Casam.
It's a great win if we win here tonight. The other teams are...
If we win here tonight.
From Peterborough, which is a bit alarming, really, because they're top of the league now.
Absolutely.
But we've got to play them yet.
Absolutely. Hello to Ryan O'Leary, who has just joined Team Good. Andrew, thank you very much indeed for joining us, mate. Lovely to welcome you along to the clan.
Could be dangerous if he keeps it in. Has he kept it in? He has kept it in.
Has done so. Hasn't got many options in the box. There's Harvey White on the near touch line.
Nice touch.
Back to Lee Brown. He's done well tonight, that boy. Done really well. Earned his place in the starting 11, absolutely.
Andy Cannon's done well there. Really, really well. Andy Cannon. He lost the ball and won it back very well. I like that attitude when people are... they're great from Marcus there as well.
Absolutely.
And that is a fantastic ball from Tom Naylor. Did you see that?
It is. It's found the feet of Ryan Williams. It's not got an awful lot in order for him to do with it, but he manages to dispatch Callum Johnson Andrew urges him to put it in the box. He's played it back to Tom Naylor. Thank you for joining us, Amy. We will see you on Saturday.
It's the ragged.
It is the ragged. The raggetation. The raggetation is an absolutely. But yeah, as Andrew said, we're only a couple of minutes away from what is looking like a big 3 points for Pompey now.
That was great.
Not gonna speak too soon.
Great cool head there from Andy Cannon. The ball came down. He volleyed it, half volleyed it, straight to a wall. As if to say, "Get on the end of that, son." Unfortunately, he hit the Oxford player. But if it hadn't done, he might have got him in then.
Might have done. Anyway, just a couple of minutes left to go in this one, ladies and gents. Raggett has won a header. I can confirm. The rumours are true. Salmon's won a header. Peterborough United have doubled their lead against Plymouth Argyle. That will probably cement their place at the top of the league, which is good news if you're a Peterborough United fan. It is very much congested up there right now, and hopefully Pompey will be one of those contesting the contesters, the challengers right now. But as we know in League One, it's much easier to climb rather than to sit on the top. Bit of a chance for Oxford United, and Rasmus Nikolaisen has done really well to close his legs and get that one away. That'll be an Oxford United throw-in on that far side. 2 and a bit minutes left in this one now.
We've got to keep hold of the ball, Tom, and not let them play with it.
No, absolutely.
This is dangerous. This is threatening.
It is. It is threatening. It's last chance saloon for Oxford United now. As Lee Brown is back there doing defensive work. Would you believe it? It's Johnson Clark-Harris that's got the goal for Peterborough United. It's a ball into the box, which Pompey need to get away as Andy Cannon does so. 2 Pompey players went for the ball, hence the shout, one of you from Andrew.
And there's Williams, who's on the floor. He's been headbutted by the salmon.
He has indeed. And referee is going to call a halt to proceedings in order for some medical attention to happen. Sean Raggett
has headbutted Williams. He raised in the air like a salmon.
Rose in the air like a salmon, as he
rose in the air like
so
a
often
salmon,
does
the ragworm.
Like always rising. Sean Raggett, never quite summiting, but always rising.
Well, while we're waiting for the treatment, Tom, do you want to hear my quick joke?
Go on, give us to it quickly.
Okay, everyone, listen into this. So,
don't unsubscribe after you've heard it. Go on.
There's two guys in a pub, and one says to the other, he said, "You know what, mate?" He said, "I'm a bigger liar than you." And the other guy goes, "No, you're not. I'm a bigger liar than you." He said, "Nah, you're not. I'm a bigger liar than you." He said, "You're not a bigger liar than me. I'm a bigger liar than you." He said, "Look, mate, I'm telling you I'm a bigger liar than you." He said, "Okay, then. Okay, if you're a bigger liar than me, you prove it." So the guy thought for a minute. He went, "Right. Last week, I swam up Niagara Falls." The other guy said, "Yeah, I know. I saw you."
Oh, God. I do apologise to everyone who's had the misfortune of hearing that one. Ryan Williams is luckily up on his feet, and we can very quickly get back to the football after that. Hope you enjoyed that one, ladies and gents.
Amy missed it.
Amy missed it. You should have given it to... there we go. You've got one good review already. Classic. Only the best jokes on the 4-0 YouTube channel. Absolutely, Ollie, mate. So bad but good from Mickey. Anthony says you're a legend. Charlie said it's quite good.
Thanks, Charlie. Laugh then, Charlie.
And that's exactly the reason why everyone's here, Abby. Absolutely. You're also hopefully here to see a conclusive Pompey 3 points now. Let's hope so. Anyway, probably a last couple of opportunities, and that will be I believe it's an Oxford United throw-in. We tick over into 5 additional minutes, but there will be a couple more added by the referee. Hence the because of the injury, it's a big throw, and Tom Nay is the first to it. Can't get it away, and John Marcus will work really hard to get out to it. It's a shot. It's a great save.
Shot that is.
It's an unbelievable strike.
My God. He has hit that with some power, hasn't he?
That was almost Matty Taylor against whoever it was back in the Premier League at the Milton end. One.
Who was tap it up to him? Oh, he's giving out the Williams. We're away, haven't we?
This is a strike and a half from Gorin.
That is power. He's a good player, that Gorin, mate.
He's a serious striker. I believe he might have been the goal scorer the last time we played Oxford United at the Kassam for their equaliser against us. I may be wrong in that. Callum Johnson is taking all the time in the world. Sorry, it's Anthony Ford that got the strike away, not Gorin.
He's hit it though, hasn't he?
Still an unbelievable strike, and it was really well watched by Craig McGilvery. He managed to get down to his left when he needed to. That's what he's there for, and that'll be a Pompey goal, free kick, just on halfway.
The technique and the power on that shot.
It was nothing to dwell on too much, though, because
the final whistle.
The final whistle is about to go. Sean Raggett is standing over this one. Will take all the time in the world. We are now into the last. Well, we're over the originally advertised. That's a foul. Didn't really need to give that, Marquis. He's going to put it down nicely for Oxford United.
No, he's going to walk. He's going to be a nuisance.
He's been a bit of he's a wind-up merchant, that man, isn't he? 6 minutes 43 is the time we're looking at right now as the ball is forward, and oh my God, McGilvery's come up. We both, we had a bit of a panic moment there, didn't we? It's an Oxford United throw. We're now into the 7th minute of injury time.
Come on, ref.
This is squeaky bum time, isn't it? Blow the whistle.
Williams rose like a salmon.
He did rise like a salmon, but a lot of rising like a salmon this evening. Chance, McGilvery, nearly an own freaking goal. My word. This has been a pressure has well and truly been on, but I can confirm the final whistle has gone at the Kassam. It has finished. Oxford United 0, Pompey 1.
Score those 3 attempts?
Thank goodness for that. Let's go straight.
Own goal. That would have been a Raggett own goal.
It would have been. While you're all still in here, we're going to go straight to our guest in just a moment, but it's all over. We're going to get all the full-time reaction for you, but let's very quickly see what's still to come here on Fournilwrittenalloverit in the next couple of weeks. So it is a big couple of weeks coming your way on the channel now. Next Saturday, Gillingham, as we were just discussing a minute ago, make the trip down to Fratton Park. Make sure you stick with us for that. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. 2 away trips in the shape of Doncaster Rovers and Northampton Town follow for Pompey. Then the big one, Portsmouth versus Sunderland, is live here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. 2 sleeping giants in League One. Tuesday the 9th of March. Join us from 6:30. Our coverage begins. 7:45 is kickoff. So an hour and a quarter of build-up, and as you can see there, it's also available on Sky Sports Football, but there's only one place to watch it, and that's with us here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. So we'll see you for that, and then after that one, the subsequent Saturday, I should say, is a trip to this place, Wembley Stadium, for Portsmouth versus Salford City. It is the EFL Trophy final from last year, followed by 2 big games in League One. Peterborough United and Ipswich Town are the next 2 on Pompey's list. Join us from 6 o'clock and 2 o'clock for those respective games. Aaron is first up on our list post-match. What a win that was.
My heart was pounding like anything. I didn't come on at half time because I was just eating my dinner. But I was going to say we need to get that early goal. Otherwise, it would have been the same result as the last 2. They will obviously come in and they will score in the dying minutes. Thankfully, we got that goal. But then that last couple of minutes, oh my God, it went end to end, and then they virtually scored. Like Raggett was getting the balls out there. So fair play to the team. Typical Pompey. The most difficult game out of the last 3, and we win it. But we need to move on now. We've now get a bit of confidence back in with the players. Go on to Gillingham, hopefully get a win there, and just keep on winning now. So this is going to be our run now. We've had our blip. We've got to keep going.
What do you think of their 3 chances in the last minute? They've got to score from one of those 3 chances, haven't they?
I ran to the toilet. I couldn't watch. I couldn't listen. Couldn't do anything. I had to run out the room. It was just like...
That was their best spell of the game. That's the best spell of the game for them, the last minute, and they were all over us like a rash, and they had 3 chances that should have gone in, to be fair.
That shot, that power shot that went in, that was unbelievable. And then Gilfrey saved us completely. Best keeper in the league by far.
Yeah, he is absolutely.
So glad we got that 3 points, and we've hit the 50 mark now. So we got more than 51 points, I think it is. So it's like right now, because we've been struggling to hit that target of 50. Now we've got it. We just got to keep pushing now. Yeah, go on, Andrew.
But just looking at that, just looking at that, I take all your points on board. There's a couple of things I wanted to ask you before we go to the next guest there, because when had they scored one of those 3 goals, they didn't clearly, but had they scored in the last minute one of those 3 goals, would that have been a different conversation we're all having tonight? The fact we've won it 1-0 just papers over the whole crack of the thing, doesn't it? That was very fortunate to come out of it, I think.
Yeah. Like I said to Tom at the beginning of the night, it's a must-win. If we draw this game or lose it, then it's playoffs. But we've still got a chance now of automatics. We just got to keep on winning. But if we had actually drawn or lost that, then yeah, it would have been automatics. But everyone's beating everyone anyway. So it's a funny season. This really is strange season because no one's actually tearing away with it. So
pivotal night though, isn't it?
Yeah, but as long as we keep winning now, that's it. We've got a little bit of confidence to take into Saturday, and the boys have just got to put in a shift again. I'm glad that he dropped Marquis and brought him on second half. I think he needs that kick up the bum as well, like the other players did as well. Still not 100% why he's not playing certain other players, but you got to trust in the manager. I know everyone's been saying
you've got to rotate the games, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got so many games happening Saturday and Tuesday now, so we just got to listen to the manager and just get on with it. Back him until the end of the season.
Aaron, we will see you on Saturday, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. And
don't forget to bring your jammy dodgers.
Bring your jammy dodgers.
Jammy's dodgers Saturday. Make sure you do. Not the cheap own brand ones. They've got to be the real Vitties.
Oh yeah, got to be the real ones. Yeah.
You got to do it properly, haven't you?
You got to be showing them. You've got to be showing them on TV.
Well, I've got jammy dodgers. The wife got them for Christmas. They're upstairs, so I've got loads.
Wonderful. Cheers, Aaron. Speak to you Saturday.
I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, mate. And you.
See you later. Bye.
That was Aaron, and let's go straight to Richard. Welcome along, mate. Welcome back. And
hey, I said 1-0, but no, I say considering McGilvery had nothing to do all game, I think he sort of got us out of the mire, really, didn't he? Because it could have been a lot of different story. But Harvey White played well, and that's the thing. I watched go as soon as we had our chat. I went to make a brew. Game kicked off. He scored the goal, and I missed it. It was like I can't believe it. So luckily enough, on the highlight. But
well, I've got the secret to that, because what you do is I've got my phone here, and I text my wife downstairs and said, "Could I order hot chocolate and some biscuits, please?" And she said they'll be up in 10 minutes, which is perfect. So you don't have to leave the screen. You see, if you get the right technology.
That's it. Well, Rachel
and the right wife, of course.
I have, yeah. I've got the 2 dogs, but I say they're no good at making tea. But no, I say it was a game of 2 halves, wasn't it? Came out very strong second half. And it, looked the team of positivity. And I'm glad that we got the first goal, but. We could have definitely done with the second. Come the latter stages, but we roll on now to Gillingham, and and let's sort of try and get that win. But isn't it the playoffs? Very very tight. When you look at Doncaster have still got the 2 games in hand as well, so there is that possibility. But we live in hope, don't we? So
we do.
Well, could you make sure you bring your jammy dodgers on Saturday, mate? Because we're having a jammy dodger party on Saturday.
I'll have them. I'll put the request in for tomorrow when she comes out. So that's it. I'll be on it.
Brilliant. Excellent. Richard, thank you so much for joining us yet again, mate. And just one more thing. As conclusive and oh, hello. We've been joined by... Is he a Pompey fan as well?
Yeah. That's it. Never let her up. Never the chance.
There we go. She wanted to get in on the action. She saw the result. Was like, I need to get involved tonight. Just quickly, Richard. I've asked the question to everyone tonight, but tonight's result did really hinge for me anyway on automatic promotion. Is it still achievable now from your point of view after that?
Should we talk about it on Saturday? I think if we win Saturday, then maybe we can be a bit more sort of hopeful. Well, I think we're going to be looking at that every game, aren't we? Every time we drop points, But yeah, I say certainly going in the right direction, and but still at the moment, just say playoffs at the moment. So say Peterborough running away with it. You know they picked a good head of steam, haven't they? So we'll wait and see.
Absolutely.
Well, what do you think yourself?
Richard, always a pleasure to talk to you, mate, and thank you very much for coming on again. And we will speak to you at the weekend.
See you Saturday. Take care. See you later.
Have a good week. Have a good week, mate. Bye-bye. That was Richard, who very kindly joined us again here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Let's go to the legend. Retro Shirt Sean is back with us. Before we speak to you, mate, we've got a comment from an Oxford fan. Ben said, both teams far from their best. Pompey took their chance and won the game. We didn't look like scoring until the 90th minute, which isn't good enough. You would probably say, actually, there's a bit of truth in that. Oxford United did look like scoring, but it only came in injury time at the end of the second period. What were your thoughts on that tonight?
It was a very dull game, very drab until about 55 minutes. And then obviously with White's goal, it made them play, attack us more, and therefore there's more space. I think that header from White was awesome. What was he doing there? He was following it up. He had two of our strikers on either side of him, did nothing, didn't go for it. And he saw it and he went for it. He had the appetite. And he put it away lovely. And that strike.
And I said to you at half time, that Harvey White's a bit lightweight against those two central defenders. And look at him, jumps in between the two of them and nods it in.
But he's a central midfielder normally, isn't he? So I do wonder whether they just put him out on the wing to try him. And he's come up trumps. He's really good. And I think Adam called it. I would have taken him off and put in Charlie for a bit more set pieces. But it worked. So stand corrected. But a very drab game, highlighted by two good chances from White and then Gordon. That strike was sublime. And it was just nice to see. So it made the game interesting. And if you say about promotion, I still think we've got to win the next 3 games. If you want automatics, it's next 3 games, next 3 ends against Peterborough, especially. But otherwise, it's going to be.
That's a big one. I'd like to see us take some points off Ipswich as well when they come down to Fratton Park. I was going to ask you about that actually, Sean. At the moment, I'm looking at the table. Pompey 4th behind Hull City, who've played 2 games more than us and 2 points ahead. There is a 6-point gap between us and then Lincoln City. Then a 7-point gap between Peterborough at the top, and we've played the same amount of games. Obviously, those teams. I don't know if those teams. Physically, Peterborough and Lincoln play each other before the end of the season. Chances are they do, but I think we have one of the easier, and it's not easy in this league, easier run-ins come the end of the season. So I know you said the next 3 games, but surely this needs to be a sustained run of good results over the next few weeks and months of Pompey now.
Sustained run of good results. Hopefully, we've done all the errors. Raggett's not going to cost us any more points. Going to be positive now, and 9 from 9, and we'll be happy. But my concern is, where are the goals going to come from? Because I just can't see. We don't have. Marcus isn't prolific enough, and no one else is chipping in. White came in with 1 today, but no one else looked like scoring. And that's the low down worry. It's just where are these goals going to come from? I wonder whether
does that stem from confidence, though, Sean? After 2 poor results, and perhaps tonight might provide a little bit of a catalyst to get back scoring for Pompey.
Confidence and probably lack of squad rotation. For a long time, there's been a lot of players on the team sheet we haven't rotated through. And, the likes of Harrison, when he first came, he looked like he would score. Now he just looks like a bit part player. I do wonder, these players thrive in confidence, and whether we haven't rotated them enough to keep them interested. They've been sitting on the bench and kicking their heels. I do wonder whether they're not sharp enough anymore.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sean, we'll let you shoot because I know you're a busy man, but thank you so much for joining us. And just to provide you with a bit of context for you, as Sean is probably the guest of the night because he rushed home after being stuck behind a tractor in Cornwall this evening to join us. So thank you very much for that.
Don't forget your jammy dodgers.
Don't forget your jammy dodgers on Saturday, and have a good week.
No worries, take care.
Thanks, mate. That was Retro Shirt Sean. He's very kindly joined us once again. And let's speak to Mr. Adam Poirier, who is ready for festivals from, I don't know if it's May or June.
Nice
but
hat.
It's a lovely hat.
Winner, chicken, dinner. What we like to see. Harvey White's off-the-ball movement is Premier League quality. I'll tell you that now. He just knows where to go. I don't know whether that's training with Spurs or talking with Harry Kane or just anyone, but he knows exactly where to go. His maybe touch and passing can be always improved, but he has that knowledge up there from the real experienced pros, I think. And that's what helped us today, I think.
And is that something you can come and bring to us more and more in the next coming weeks and months, Adam?
I mean, if he gets started or not, that's where the jacket wants to. I don't know if he's seen enough from him, even though he scored. But we'll never know. But we might give him another chance. I hope so.
He's had his start tonight, hasn't he? And he's gone and won the game for us. So hopefully,
exactly,
yeah. Hopefully that would be good.
Would we have scored without him on the pitch?
I could have seen like Byers potentially score as well. I wouldn't have vouched for White to score at all in the slightest. But I mean, we didn't have any attacking threat from our strikers, so I don't know where it would have come from, like Sean said. But yeah, it's just a bit of a weird one. But that Craig McGilvery at the end was just that was true class. I think really helped us there.
Out of those 3 chances in the last minute, literally the last minute, they had 3 superb chances to win the game. Win it, draw it, and win it, didn't they? Had we let one of those in, what would be your thoughts right now about we'll gloss over the win because we won 1-0, and let's not be negative about it. It's a good win away from home regardless. But without that 1 goal from Harvey and the chances they took at the last minute, they missed. We could have been 3-1 down. It could have been 2-1.
Yeah.
What would we have been saying about tonight?
Hang on a second. I think have we gone again?
You're a little bit quiet, but I could barely just hear you.
Right, talk for a bit, mate, and I'll sort it out again.
Yeah, I mean, those chances would have really killed us. I think that would have just dampened the mood so much. But I think luckily we do have a really, really class keeper in net to really stop that. And Raga on his day and Rasmus on their day know exactly what to do to stop that. They use their bodies. They're very physical, strong players. I think we're lucky in that sense, but we did. I think we did get away with one. We did really get away with them with that. We did get really lucky with the deflections and stuff we got in the box.
Yeah,
but I think we deserve it. To be honest, after our run of form, I really do think we deserve that sort of luck towards us.
Yeah, we did. We thoroughly deserved it. And
really
Adam,
did,
we have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you this evening, mate. Loving the hat, loving Robert Prozinecki in the background.
And don't forget, no, it's Robert, not Prozinecki.
Robert.
It's Robert, isn't it?
Oh, is it Robert? Sorry, not Prozinecki.
Maybe I'll bring out the hat next time if we get
Lucky
another good win.
Bring the hat out, mate, and bring the jammy Dodgers on Saturday, right?
All right, mate.
Cheers, mate. Have a good couple of days. That was
You
Mr.
too.
Adam Poirier, and we are going to finish things off as we so often do. We'll leave these two till last. Brendan and Mike are back in. The technical directors of Fournilwrittenalloverit letting me know when it had all gone pear-shaped. Gents, did you enjoy that? I bet you did.
Yeah, definitely. In the end.
Second half. It's got to be. That was a return from. First half wasn't particularly good, but it showed in the percentages, I think, of possession of the ball. We came back into it in the second half, and it was almost 50-50 towards the end. Yeah, great goal by Mr. White, and he ghosted him behind that central defender. Didn't even bloody know he was there, did he? He didn't know.
No.
Class,
definitely. And I think tonight as well, Harvey White definitely in the shout for man of the match, along with Callum Johnson. Again, another stellar performance, goes under the radar, sort of like a bit like the way Ender Stevens did the year we got promoted. He was like the unsung hero of the team, I think, because Ender and like Callum at the moment, they're both doing their job correctly and doing it well, but it's not showing, because when someone's doing well when they're not doing something horrendously wrong and they're getting shouted out all the time. And I think both of them today did play fantastic.
Go on, Andrew. Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask you what you thought of Naylor's gone under the radar a little bit as well tonight. I think he did exceptionally well again. 1 or 2 wayward passes, but a little bit of mistakes, but it's 100% himself tonight. But he, again, a bit like Callum Johnson, as you said, I gave Callum the man of the match for the exact reasons you said. When somebody's had a really bad game, we give them a hard time. When they've had a really good game, it sometimes goes unnoticed, which is what you're saying. And I think the same for Naylor tonight. And shout out to Raggett as well. Didn't have to do too much, but what he did do, he did quite well.
And Nicolaisen, both centre halves.
Yeah.
I mean, go back to Naylor. You were quite right, but he also does the captain's job, doesn't he? He was. I wouldn't say he was in the ear. We see these teams that come along. You see Newcastle. You see
Fleetwood at the time, wasn't it?
Fleetwood at the time. You see Sunderland. They badger the ref. Our boys go to him and plead with him to say, "Look, come on, ref. What's right's what's right. Not." Come on, ref and effing this, that, and effing that, because you can see when other teams do it. We do it in a more composed and better way. And Naylor does it right. I can see him doing it. And as you said in the first half, Mr. Curtis went up to him and had a few words with him, but the ref also had a few words back at Curtis. And I think there was mutual respect between the two of those at that time. Naylor does it quietly, effectively, and as you say, he wasn't brilliant tonight, but he played the captain's role tonight, and I thought it was really good.
Definitely.
Excellent. Boys, anything else to add before we go?
Yeah, just a couple of things. I mean, I've mentioned it before that we should never play Harness and Williams at this moment in time together. It was good subbing one with the other. We can only play one of those, and whoever is the better player of the game, the last game, should start the game, and the other one needs to prove when he comes on that he is better than the one that's just gone off. And it works. It's competition. We know it is. We know exactly what should happen. And you could say the same for other players in the team. Like we've got Mr. Daniels, and now we've got Mr. Brown. Now, whoever plays the good game plays the starting game. I mean, I'd call Mr. Brown go back Brown, because he always goes back or goes sideways. Mr. Daniels goes forwards. Now, it depends what sort of game the manager and Mr. Gallen want to play. Is the play decides the player who you play at that left back position.
Mm-hmm. So I'll ask you the question that we asked everyone else. Had one of those goals gone in tonight for Oxford, the last minute of the game, we'd be talking a different story, wouldn't we? Again, we'd be down and out, and we'd be a downbeat. One goal, one win is Pompey fans, but happy with that. But we shouldn't let it gloss over what was actually a mediocre performance, really, and against a pretty poor Oxford side.
Yeah, they weren't at their best at all, were they?
No, I think McGilvery saved us big time there. I know the other guys have said it as well. You know, he really saved our backside tonight, and he deserves the freedom of the city, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, he deserves a packet of jammy Dodgers.
Yeah, we got a set ready for him.
Brilliant. Three valuable points down to McGilvery tonight.
Yeah,
absolutely. Gents, thank you very much indeed for joining us. That is a wrap from us, and that is a wrap from Brendan and Mike as well. So we will see you on Saturday for hopefully what will be the start of a big run of games as the running starts now. We've got, 16, 17 left to go now.
Yeah. Only way is up.
Only way is up. Cheers, gents. Have a great week.
All the best. See you Saturday.
Good night, boys.
Cheers, Tips.
That was Brendan and Mike. And
said who answered that, I think.
Sorry?
Have you answered the comments that you got coming up there?
I believe so. I think with Joe is off. Thank you very much indeed. He's hope we can get back to winning. Keep up the winning ways. Appreciate your comments about the stream, mate. Glad you enjoyed yourself and keep the faith. And hello to the family that join us as well. Thank you very much for that comment as well. You'll be all the upcoming live streams. See you on Saturday. All the best and play up Pompey. Much appreciated, mate. There we go. That is it from us, and that is it from Andrew. You have the closing word, mate, before we go to the promos. What did you very quickly, because I desperately need the loo. What did you think?
We won it, Tom. Happy with the win, not overconfident with the performance. We need to hammer Gillingham on Saturday, put us back on track.
Brilliant. Let's do it then. Let's bring that on. Thank you very much indeed to Andrew for joining us. We're going to have a quick look at what is still to come here on Fournilwrittenalloverit over the next couple of weeks. So the live games come thick and fast with us. It's Gillingham who make the trip down to Fratton Park this Saturday. Doncaster Rovers and Northampton Town are back-to-back away trips for Pompey. Join us next Tuesday at 6, and then on the 6th of March, which I believe, yes, it is a Saturday from 2:15. Then it's the big one. Portsmouth versus Sunderland, two sleeping giants in League One. It's Tuesday, the 9th of March for that one. Join us for an hour and a quarter of build-up live here on Fournilwrittenalloverit from 6:30. Kickoff is at 7:45. It's also available on Sky Sports Football, but the only place to watch it on that evening is Fournilwrittenalloverit with myself and Andrew. Then it's a small matter of a trip to this place, Wembley Stadium, for Portsmouth versus Salford City, Saturday the 13th of March. Join us for our coverage from 2, and then 2 really crucial games. Whether we'll be in a automatic promotion position at this point or not is let to be seen, but still, it's Peterborough United and a trip to Fratton Park for Ipswich Town are the next 2 games in League One for Pompey, Tuesday the 16th of March and Saturday the 20th of March. Join us an hour before kickoff for each of those. All that's left for us to say is thank you very much for joining us. Hope you have a fantastic week, and as always, keep the faith.
Play at Pompey.
Play at Pompey. Bye-bye from us.